Good morning to everybody. So today I'm here to just to elaborate more details regarding Edexcel, IGCSE, mathematics papers. So let's discuss about more kind of contents and important aspects to get the highest grades. So let's see. Most of the time, this kind of telecast will be listening by maybe teachers, parents, and students as well. So everybody will be getting some benefit based on this kind of live lesson or the live session, as I said. So just to elaborate some of more important things, how the proceedings will come across throughout this kind of little bit a longer session. So you will see that important benchmarks I'm going to discuss about basically starting from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. I'm with you and just elaborating important kind of criterias and some prototype paper to solve. So let's see to start with uh, kind of solving some kind of a problem. So before that, I think it is important to elaborate more about myself. So my name is Kushan Pereira, and I had been working abroad for quite a long time and different international schools and maybe like 20 plus years international school exposure teaching mathematics and physics. Then I came back to Sri Lanka after the COVID kind of scenario. So then I started working here. So I worked at Vichali and overseas international school and involved in St. Vitus Convent as well. Now I'm working as freelance and do some kind of workshops and seminars. And here I'm today here to share my kind of views and important aspects to get the highest grades or the scores based on mathematics paper, Edexcel, IGCSE. Already I prepared one paper, so you can solve that paper with me and you can see that how you will be able to answer the kind of important areas, and we can discuss some other aspects as well. So straight away going to the kind of paper. So we discuss more things. So the live chat is there. I mean, you can pose any kind of a question or any query or any kind of a inquiry or anything. So I'm here to answer all these kind of questions. So let's see that to start in the kind of session, I will upload one paper. So maybe students are there, so they can solve with me this paper. And I also give some of the answers. So we are trying to upload the paper. So we can upload the paper to you now. Now it will be uploaded to you. Yeah. So now it will be uploaded to you, the paper. That is it. So we'll upload that paper to you. So let's see how we are solving that. So later I will give you like more answers into this one. So you can start on like solving kind of questions on this one. These are like a prototype paper, which is applicable for this particular examination. That is mathematics A and heading for the May-June examination. So let's see like solving this one. So you can start on solving this. So let's see. So you can solve with me and see that whether how it will be like beneficial. Some important questions, some important areas you can question, you can work out, right? So let's see synchronously we work on that and see some of important aspects, some important quick basic tips I will share with you. So let's see how it will be beneficial to you. So you can see like kind of when you are working. So the first kind of question, you can see that it is basically they're asking LCM of 20, 30, and 45, 20, 30, and 5. So let's see how to find the LCM. So that'll be a pretty easy question. So a lot of students, I mean, you can do this question. So you can solve this with me. So how do you do this? So simply you can divide this. So when you are dividing, you can see that 10, 15, right? Then 45 remaining, right? So then you can see, right? So here, then you can buy, right? Then 2, right? 5 here, 15, 45, right? So then 5, 1, 3, then you have 9. So here you can do 3, then 1, 3, right? So then basically, so LCM you can find it pretty easy. So you'll get it 2 to 4, 4 into 5, 20. So 20 into 3, 60. So 2 into 5 into 3 into 3. So that gives basically 450. So that is 180. So LCM means 180 you will get. So it is rather simple question, right? You can see that you can solve it, and without any much trouble, you can do this. So I think this kind of question is pretty easy for you. So more students, I think you can do this paper. So the second question, if you move on, right, you can see it is about the ratios. So more students like can get this answer correct. So you can solve this, right, with me, right? So there are maybe different ways of solving this one. So they are telling that 3 students are there. That is Penny, Amjit, and James. 3 to 6 to 4. So Penny, Amjit, and James, they have given the ratio 3 to 6 to 4. 3 to 6 to 4. So they have given the ratio 3 to 6 to 4. And so 3 to 6 to 4 mean the basic ratio. So the amounts you can give 3x, you can give 3x and 6x. So this question 2, 3x, 6x, and 4. These are the easiest way. You can see 3x, 6x, and 4x will be the exact amounts. So you'll get the exact amounts that one. Then they are telling that Amjit get $28. So it is Amjit basically $28. So that's what they are telling. Shah, Penny, Amjit, and James. Penny, Amjit, and James. 3 to 6 to 4. So 3 to 6 to 4. Then Amjit is getting $68 more than James. Amjit get $68 more than James. So Amjit gets $68 more than James. So 4x $68. So more than 68. So you can find it. So here 2x will be, you have 3, 4. So x will be 17. So x will be 17. So basically they are telling on the dollars. So $28. So then, so x is $28. Then they are telling that. So these again for the 3 marks. So work out the amount of Penny gets. So Penny basically, Penny is 3x. So Penny is basically 3x. So 3 into x is 17. That will be $51. You check that with the mind. Calculations are correct. So it is $51. So this is somewhat important. So let's go back into like kind of some of important things, like now while we are solving this, we'll see that how it will be beneficial of scoring. What are the exam tips as well? So the question 3, if you see that when it is uploaded, you can see here that is one prism is given. So what will be a prism? Prism mean basically you can see that one cross-sectional area, some length is given. So the prism, if they are asking the mass of a prism, so mass is equal to, you will find out that, I mean you can see, so the density equals, so question 3, so the density equals mass divided by volume. So most they know about that. Mass is equal to density into volume. So that's the equation you will find out. So question 3, if you do it, so you need to find volume. So how to find volume? The volume is equal to cross-sectional area into length. That'll be pretty easy. So how you do it? Cross-sectional area into length. So how do you find the volume? So the volume is equal to cross-section. So the cross-section is equal to half. If it is a like a trapezium, how to find the cross-sectional area. So that is equal to, you can see that is 10 parallel sides addition, 10 plus 14. So you will have 10 plus 14 parallel sides addition into perpendicular distance 9. So that's you will get. So here you have half, then so then you have 24 into 9, right? So that will be the half parallel sides addition into this one is the cross-sectional area. So the volume you multiply by 6. So basically half 24, 9 into 6. So you will find out. So this is in centimeter cube. And if you need the mass, so how do you need the mass? So the mass is equal to, you do that mass here, you will find out density into volume. So density, they have given it already, 0.7. So you do 0.7 times, here you get 12 into 9 into 6. So that value you can see. So that is in, you can see that is in grams. So that is in grams, you will find out the answer. So that is pretty easy. So this you can see already 3 marks. So let's see, trying to explain more kind of things on this one. You will see that. So I'll erase some part of it. So while we are discussing, we can do like more realistic kind of situations. How much you need for a level 9? So most of you now, you know about like your grading system. So later we'll discuss more into how do you get kind of, but these kind of answers I will share with you in this portal. So you can take the answers, no issue about that. So let's see, how do you know like the gradings? So that I will share once it comes. So some of important areas. So I think we'll share that also. You know that how much you need from total marks is how much of this paper. So the total marks basically, like, so 2 papers are there. You will see that basically you will see 2 papers. One is 1H, one is 2H, and which areas it will be checked. So both it will be, here it is 2 hours, you will have here it is 2 hours, and both will be 100 marks. Both will be 100 marks, right? And the total, you will see that total you will get it out of 200. 200 marks is total. So you can see that how it will be the grading system, how the grading system looks like. So this is the most important thing. You will see that what is the trend of previous exams, how you will, if you want to get right really good grades, good marks, right, where you should land, how do you do it? So certain important things are there. That is, you have to prepare for the exam. So preparing for the exam, it is important, right? Physically, you need to prepare the exam, and not only that, mentally you need to prepare yourself, and emotionally as well. So you need to cover all your basics. So simply I'm thinking that you need to really concern about your basic concepts. Basics need to be very thorough. Then you need to do textbook, some important areas questions, then past papers. So that you need to follow. So if you can do like 2019 up to now, all past papers, I mean, you are done. So later we'll go into that. Let me see. So this is the structure. Earlier it was 3H and 4H. So earlier, if you see, these papers will be 3H and 4H. So this will be 3H, this will be 4H, right? But now it has been changed. Now it is 1H and 2H, new kind of scenario, 100 and 100, all things are there. So how the marks will be given? Marks is basically 6 marker will be the highest marks, and all it will be distributed from entire syllabus. So let's see the benchmark. Let's see, while we are solving this paper, now you can solve this paper simultaneously, and we can discuss as well because we have more time. So I thought of just to have a look and share some of important aspects. So let's see, we'll go into the grade boundaries. I will share that with you, right? Let's see whether you will have some kind of idea, right, about this particular grading system. So if you see the grading system, you can see that how it will be so far, how it has been happening for last couple of years. So this examination, if you are moving, so you can see that how the right. So you can see that how the grade boundaries and your examination. So normally the examination is on Edexcel summer 2025. Exam dates are fixed. So you can see that simply it is on Thursday 15th May. So you need to be really thorough with this kind of timing. And the Wednesday 4th will be the kind of second paper. And the results supposed to be out exactly on that is Thursday 21st August. I mean, you can see the trend of results so far, how it has been happening. So it's a kind of a graph is there. Everything will be shared with you at the end. So you'll have a better understanding, better idea how you will get kind of marks and everything. So when you see that clearly, you can just concentrate what is the pattern. So what is the pattern? Later I'll go into more depth of this. When you are checking this on, so you can see the final part of it, June 2024. So June 2024 examination. So that's what my main concern. So June 24, you can see the levels are given on level 9 to 1. So if you see, so these are the kind of way the exam, the marks are given. So these 9, these 8, right? These 7, this is 6, this is 5, this is 4, this is 3. So basically up to 3 is accepted. So up to 3 is accepted, right? But here you can see that up to 3 is accepted. Up to 3 is accepted. You can see that up to 3 is accepted. So yeah. So up to 3 is accepted. So 2024, you can see basically what will be the marks here. So level 9, it will be 163. So 163 here. So 163 out of 200. If you get that, that will be the highest grade. Then you can see that level 8 will be 135. That's not difficult, right? 135. Then you can see 107. So 107 only you have to get for 200, right? And level 6. So level 6 you have 84, 61. So 84. This all shared with you. 61 and 38, 25. 38, 25. This out of 200. So you can see how easy is you need to get the scores. This will be shared with you. So basically this should be your kind of ideal state. So if you can really work on this level, you will get the highest grade. Now why this is different from if you consider that is previous exams. So previous exams, it is only having A star to G. So previous exams, you have A star to G. So that's the grading system. But now what is happening? Now it is going from level 9 to level 1. It is more kind of enhanced, more kind of elaboration is there. I mean, really good students can learn really higher level. I mean, if anyone is really good, can go into more than A star. So basically that's the benchmark. So you can see that. So this will be important when you are scoring, right? So this is about, you can see that is June 2024. But UK November series also there, that kind of grading system also given. So some of more resources are there. Some more resources are there. I will share all these things with you. So the prototype paper just we are solving. So by the meantime, the students who are engaged with me today, they can do this paper, right? And while we are doing the paper, we'll work out the answers and we can work on that. And you will see that your plus minus points. So when we go beyond that, right, you can see that now in this exam, what are the important areas you will consider in Edexcel this particular exam? So important areas, if you consider, you can see that, if you see that, you can see A01, A02 and A03. These are the criteria you need to meet in your kind of examination. But the most of the people, they are not really aware about this kind of area. Now, if you see the kind of your syllabus, anybody can get it down, PDF, but kind of a smaller kind of a version already there on your screen now. You can see that. So 3 criteria need to be fulfilled. That is A01 and A02 and A03. So what these criteria and what new about your examination? So examination is basically, if you see that, you can see clearly there is number and the number system. So normally international IGCSE, international GCSE will be checked on 57% to 63%. Calculations are there, and the solving numerical problems, equations, formula, and identities, and sequences, functions, and graphs. And so that is basically A01. So A01, if you see, important area is demonstrating your knowledge, understanding the skills, and in number and algebra, basically handling numbers. So handling numbers, you need to be really thorough, right? So then you will get like 57 to 63%. Then you go into like A02, that is demonstrating your knowledge, understanding, and skills in simply like shapes. You will find out, right? And space and measure. So different shapes, you will get it, and geometry and trigonometry, right? So that is sine, cos, tan, and newly entered kind of graph shapes, values, and vectors is bit of challenging, but it's easy, not that difficult. Transformations and geometry, so everything is here. So that will be checked on 22 to 28%. And A03, that's the last criteria. Demonstrate knowledge, understanding, skills in handling data, basically statistics. So that is statistics plus probability. So that is 12% to 18%. So basically it makes your 100% kind of your whole like the paper. So when you see this one, when you go down, right, normally most of the students in Sri Lanka, some maybe some other countries as well, they will do maybe foundation level 1F or 2F, but most of the students in Sri Lanka, they do only 1H and 2H paper, that is high tier. So they do higher tier only. So that benchmark already being given, right? So when you reanalyze it, it'll be 57 to 63%, and 22 to 28%, and 12% to 18%. So that's the kind of breakdown you will get. So that's the kind of breakdown you will get, and always you are having a room for getting this kind of dream score. So if you really want to like express yourself, you should get 163. Later we learn about what will be the prediction for 2025 summer. So 2025 May, June, what we predict. Can you predict that? Can you predict it? How will be the May, June 2025? So that we have to need. So a lot of data is here. So we can work on that. So we can work on that. How we can predict on about. So if you see the kind of gradings, but the important thing is about London examination, you will see that even if you get 25, right, you will consider as a pass. But we consider anybody to score 9 to 4 to be safe. But 3 also consider as a level 3 also consider as a pass grade. So that's not the kind of how the this kind of scenario it works. So let's see. So this is some kind of idea, and you can see how the kind of benchmarks, how it is being given on like our kind of initial things on the gradings. And so already so you can see the trend. So if you see the trend like if you see the trend about these graphs, if you see, you can see how the graphs it goes on. Some of the area is there due to the COVID pandemic. You can see that some of areas are really different kind of a scores. But beyond that, you can see now we are coming back to the normal original level, and always like heading for the real good grades. So always you can see now the grade boundaries are a little bit higher. So 163 out of 200, but that's not difficult. That's really not difficult, but you have to really focus on as I told you, one thing is the conceptual clarity, concepts. Second, textbook questions. Third, past papers. And you need to be really comfortable about your subject. It's not about the kind of the quantity, it's about your quality. So even if you are studying, you need a lot of preparation, a lot of ways of getting help from different resources are there. Like, some textbooks are there, some websites are there. Some of I already shared with you. If you go down, you can see that. If you go down, you can see some of the links are given here. Paper loads. So paper loads, you can see always, like, new papers like 2024, the search links already you can find some kind of new papers, and you can answer those. And some revision notes and some guides are there, and physics math tutor, math physics tutor. So these information you can find. Many more sites are there, you can get more information. So now this is somewhat kind of a preparation you for the examination. I think now some of you involved with you, now you are working on the paper. So some of important things also we can work on the paper. So we'll go to the paper and we'll see that how so the continuation of paper what we are solving. So let's see, we'll work on some of the areas. It'll be how it is important, and which questions will be important to you when you are solving. So let me elaborate some important questions. So that is some kind of a benchmark. So when you are answering, that's also an important point. You need to know that how do you answer the questions. So when you are answering the questions, what is the best way to answer? Which question, initial way of solving, how do you work on? What is the way of solving? So way of solving, sometimes, right, you will see that, let's see the kind of, let's see, we'll solve on question 5, right? So question 5 contain 2 marks are there. So 2 marks. So basically, see, how do we going to solve this kind of a problem? So this is on, I mean, any question is there, you can ask from me, and we can work on that, some important areas. So they are telling on 2012, they are telling the cost of 5 grams of gold was 14,000 rupees. So May 2012, they have given it cost of 5 grams, right? 5 grams cost, they have given it 14,000 rupees. 14,000 rupees. So they have given it. So this information is given. Then they are telling the cost of gold decreased by 7.5% from 1st of May 2012 to 1st of May 2013. So May 2013, it was decreased. It was decreased how much? It was decreased by 7.5%, right? From 12 to, so 2013, it was decreased by 7.5% decrease. So 7.5% decrease. Then they are telling work out the cost of 20 grams of gold on 1st May 2013, right? So 2013, they're asking 20 grams. So they're asking 20 grams. So if you get a question like this, important numerical values you can underline. So important numerical values you can underline. So important numerical values will be 5 grams is one, right? 14,000 is another one, right? Then they are asking about 20 grams. Then 7.5% is decrease. So how do you really work on this? Now 7.5 decrease for 5 grams, right? So they are telling cost of this one, the cost of decrease 7.5% from 1st of May 2012 to 1st of May 2013. So 2013 they are asking 7.5% drop. That means if it is 100, how much drop? If it is 100, it will be, basically you will get how much? It will be, you will get 83.5. 12.5. So 12.5 drop. So 12.5 drop means you will see that 100 minus 7.5. So 100 minus 7.5 will be 92.5. 82.5. So 92.5 plus 7.5, 100. So 100 becoming 92.5. So then they are telling, so 14,000, how much will be dropped? 14,000, how much it drops? So let's see x. So let's see x. So how you do? 100x equals, you do the cross multiply, 14,000 times 92.5, right? So then you can work on how much the x. So x is 14,000 into 92.5 over 100. So that is x is equal to 140 into 92.5. So that is the value of the value of 5 grams. So the 5 grams drop by that. So then if you need 20 grams, so 20 grams, how much will be? So 5 grams drop by 140 times 92.5. So then you can go for 20 grams. So 20 grams you multiply by 4. So multiply by 4. So 140 times 92.5 times, so it is 4 times 4. So basically it is rupees. So rupees value. So these kind of answers will be shared with you. So you can work on. So these again the percentages. You can see it's dropped, decrease. So you can work on here. So the 20 grams, work out the cost of 20 grams of gold in 1st May 2013. So you can work on this one. So you can see percentages always you are working on. You can work easily like this. It won't be that difficult. You can work on. That'll be pretty easy, right? So let's see. So these answers will be given to you. So then you can see that the factorize next one. So question 6. So question 6 factorizing. You can see that 18. You have E3F. Then you have plus 45. So there's common terms you can take out. E squared F4. So what will happen? So the common terms you can see that. What will be the common term? So 9 will be common. E2 will be common, right? So F will be common. So what is there? So 2E plus, then you have common term. So 5. So E squared F you have taken. So then F3, right? That's what. So 18 E3F, 18 E3F plus 45 E squared F4. So that's how you do. That's pretty easy. So 2 marks we will get. So another thing you need to remember, like when you are solving, like how much marks, how much time you can spend. Like example, let's see the B part. So the A part, the B part, you can see 3 marks. So it is factorizing. So you have x squared, right? You have minus 4x minus 12 equals 0 solve. So 3 marks are there. So 3 marks are there. You can see that how much of time you need to work on. How much of time you need to. එහෙමද කොයිද ස්ක්‍රීන් ෂෙයා කරලා තියෙන්නේ ඔව් So here 3 marks are there. So basically 3 marks mean you need to remember, right? So that is 100. So 100 marks, right? And basically you have 3 marks, right? Then 75. So you can have like 150 over 100. So simply you can see so 150. So you can see that here 3 into 75. So 100 marks, then 3 marks are there, then the total you have like how many time? So you have time like kind of timing will be 120 minutes, because 60 minutes and 60 minutes will be 2 hours, 120 minutes. So basically you will get like 240 minutes. So 240 minutes, right? You have divided by 100. So basically you have like 2.44 minutes. So 2.4 minutes for this particular question. So this particular question you can spend 2.4 minutes. So 2.4 minutes you can spend. So 2.4 minutes you can spend. So how to so you can have a slight idea how you can earn, right, timing. So most questions quickly you can finish it, and some you need more time, so you can filter it when you are doing it. So that will be a plus point. You can do that. So how do you solve this one? So how solving this? Pretty easy. So x and x you break it down. So here you need to get 4. You need 6 and 2 here, right? So then so here it is negative term here, negative, then this will be negative, this will be positive. So factors will be minus 6 and x plus 2 equals 0. So you'll get negative 4x, negative 12. You can see. Then you are getting x equals 6 or x equals negative 2. So the 3 marks is for your working and your kind of like function. You mean the working as well. So then so if you, so we are just solving it, the question. So anything is there, you can straight away send to us, and we will work on when we have time, we'll see your questions as well. So halfway through we can go on. So if you see like going into more depth of this paper, right? So hope that you are solving these questions, right, one by one. You'll get some kind of idea. So you will see some of questions you will see. So if you go to question 7, you can see. So I'll erase this one. So you can see that. So A, B, C, D are 4 integers. So question 7. So question 7 is given A, B, C, D are 4 integers, which is given on order of size starting with the smallest integer. Mean of A, B, C and D is 15. So mean of A, B, C, D is 15. Mean A plus B plus C plus D. So important points, as I told you, you can underline, right? You can underline. So the A, B, C, D, the mean average. So mean the average. So average mean all total divided by 4, which is equal to 15. So then A, B, C, D is 15. So you will get A plus B plus C plus D, which is equal to 60. So this is equation 1. So then they are telling sum of A comma B and C is 39. Sum of A plus B comma C is 39. This is equation 2. So from these two, you can get what? So from these two, you will get it. You can find the value of D. So the 2 marks for that, find the value of D. That is pretty easy. So ABC is 39. So here, instead of this, you can put 39. So D is equal to 60 minus 39. So that is equal to 21. So 21. So D is equal to 21. So D, we found D is 21. So we found it. D is 21. So D is 21. We found it. So D is 21. So 21 plus 39. So that is D found 21. So then they are telling, so let's see the next one. So we found D. So 2 marks are there for that. D is basically from averages. Then they are telling, given now, so that the range of ABC is 10. So range of ABC is 10. So range, how you do? So the range is equal to max minus minimum. Max minus minimum is the range. So the max minus minimum is D minus A. So D is so the max minus minimum. So the max will be A. So it's starting from. So they are telling that it's increasing in order. So the ABCD given on, they have mentioned ABCD in order of size starting with the smallest integer. Starting with the smallest mean highest one will be the last. So then range will be D minus A. So D minus A range is, you can see, work out the, so you can see here the mean of ABC is 15, the sum of ABC is 39, find the value of D. Then they are telling even also that the ABCD range of ABCD is 10. So range of ABCD is 10 mean this is equal to 10. So then you have another equation, D minus A equals 10. So then we can find A. So A is equal to D minus 10. So D is 21. So 21 minus 10, that is 11. So A we found 11. So A is 11. So A is 11, D is 21. D is 21. So that we found. So then work out the median of A plus B plus C D. The median is equal to what? So the median is equal to median, it is in order. So the median is equal to middle two terms. So that is B plus C over 2, right? B plus C over 2, right? So what is B plus C then? So B plus C is equal to 60 minus. So B plus C is equal to 60 minus A plus D. So B plus C is equal to 60 minus. So B plus C is 60 minus A plus D. So A plus D is, so 60 minus 11 plus 21. 11 plus 21. That is divided by 2. So that you can find median. So 11 plus 21 mean you will get it. How much is that? That is equal to 60 minus 20, 32. 32 over 2. So 60 minus 32. That is equal to 28. So 28 divided by 2. Check about my calculation. 14. That will be 14. You can find out. So that's how you do it. So you can solve like that, right? So while hope that you are solving these kind of questions, right? So while we can solve all, so I'll erase this part, right? So let's see. So question 8. So question 8, if you consider, so if you see the question 8, you can see in sale, question 8. So you can see that in sale, all normal prices are reduced by 15%, right? So all normal price is reduced by 15%. So the normal price and reduced price. So normal, reduce. Normal, reduce. So all normal prices reduced by 15%. That means if it is 100, price it will be 85. This is the easiest way. 100 becoming 85. So 100 becoming 85. Then the normal price of a mixture is reduced by 22.50. So they're asking the normal price of the mixture. So this X, so reduced by 22.50. So X minus is the new price. Then what do? You have to find the X normal price. What do? You do the cross multiply. So you do the cross multiply, you will get 100 times X minus 22.5 equals X times 85. Then you get 100X minus 85 into X equals 22.5 into 100. So then you have 15X equals 2250. Then you can find X, 2250 over 15. And that will be basically dollars. Right? So that is pretty easy. So these questions you can do. Hope that you are doing. So we'll do like 10 questions, right? and we'll see that. But I think one question we already left out, so that also we can do it. So let's see next question, question 9 from simultaneous. So a lot of questions are coming from simultaneous. So let's see how you are solving simultaneous. So if you are solving on simultaneous, so this is given on question 9. So question 9 is basically from simultaneous. So you will have 3x plus y, 3x plus y, which is equal to 13, which is equal to 13. Then you have x minus 2y equals 9, x minus 2y equals 9. So when you have like simultaneous equations, what are the ways of solving? The ways of solving is, there are many ways. One way is, if you consider, that is substitution. Substitution is one way, or you will do no elimination. So it's pretty easy question. What you do, I mean, how many marks here? So marks is basically 3 marks. So show clear algebraic like working. So how to do that? So you can subject x. That's the easiest way. Second question, second equation, subject x will be 2y plus 9. That will be substituted into first one. So that is 3x is 2y plus 9, which is equal to plus y, which is equal to 13. You can double check your answer. 6y plus 27 plus y equals 13. Then you have like 7y equals 13 minus 27, it will be negative 14. So y will be negative 2. So y will be negative 2. You can plug into any x. So any x is equal to 2y plus 9. 2y plus 9. So that is equal to negative 4 plus 9. So you can save a lot of time. X is equal to 5. So basically your answers, x is 5, y is negative 2. So you can plug these values into your equation. So when you plug to both equations, you will get it. Let's see what you are getting. 3 x is 5, right? And y is negative 2. That is equal to 15 minus 2, 13. That's correct. Second equation, x is 5 minus 2, y is negative 2. That you will get 9. So that's correct. So that means these answers are correct. So obviously you are getting 9. You are getting 3 marks. That'll be pretty straightforward. Then going to 10. So going to question 10, I'll erase this one. So going to question 10, this is something related to, like, you can see, so these questions are basically mean to enhance about your like improve your performance in your real examination on both papers. It will be mixed kind of a paper. So here you can see this kind of a shape, right? You can see it. So one is a semicircle, other one is a triangle. So how it is defined on, you can see here. So here 9.5 centimeters, 9.5 centimeters. These are kind of shapes. So shapes question 6.6 centimeters. Then you have A here, right? Then you have B here, this right angle. Then you have C here. And so it's 4 marks. 4 marks. So basically 4 marks mean you can see how much time you will have. So you have basically your time will be 4 divided by total marks will be 100, right? Into total time will be 120. So that makes, you can see simply 1.2 into 4, that is 4.8. So 4.8 minutes. Actually, you don't want 4.8 minutes. You don't want 4.8 minutes. So 4.8 minutes total minutes are there for this. So 4.8 minutes for this particular question. We don't see that. We need that amount of time. So they're asking that, right? Calculate the area of the shape. Give you answer to 3 significant figures. 3 SF, we need to give the kind of answer. We need to give the 3 SF, we need to give the answer. So we can see that. So you will work out, right? So first of all, what I do, you can find BC. So how to find BC? These are right angle triangle. So right angle triangle, what you can apply to find the BC? So to find BC, you can use, what do you think? You can use many ways are there. Like the best thing is you can use in here with the given information Pythagoras theorem. So Pythagoras theorem is a shorter side. So shorter side will be a longer side, 9.5 squared minus 7.6 square root. That will be the BC. So BC is there. but you can have, so BC you know already. Then you can find out, so these are semicircle, you can find the radius. So how to find the radius? So radius will be here to here distance. So the radius is equal to basically half of BC. So half of BC will be the radius. So half of BC is 9.5 squared minus 7.6 squared square root, right? So that'll be radius. Then you need the area. You need the calculate the area of the shape. So the area is equal to, pretty easy, triangular area plus semicircle area. So the triangular area will be half base into height. Half base into height, 7.6 times your height is BC. Height is BC plus you have a semicircular area. So that is pi r squared is the full circle divided by 2. So you have half, you have 7.6. These answers will be shared with you. So BC have some kind of a similar session on physics as well, because I'm like a expert in maths and physics all the levels. That is IGCSE is an A level. So I will share all these details with you. Now, if you are going to like marks 163, let's see how about this kind of working. Now, foundation will be 1 to 5. Foundation level will be 1 to 5 you need to achieve. But if you consider higher tier, that will be 4 to 9. So higher tier will be 4 to 9, but 3 also accepted. So higher tier it will be 4 to 9, but 3 also accepted. So you should not like get your minimum score, but you should get the highest maximum score according to your level, right? So normally level 4 to 9, you are safe, right? Including 4 and 9, and level 3 also accepted. Level 3 also fine, right? And what will be the grading? So anybody in previous exams getting A star, then this particular examination getting level 9 will be a more kind of a elaborated level more than A star. So that students always having a privilege to get the highest level. But some students they will get like 200 out of 200. So that be a kind of a blessing. So you should know that how you can achieve that kind of as well. So this paper is 2 by 2 paper. 2 by 2 papers mean 2 hours. 2 hours, as I told you, this also 2 hours. So simply this will be 1H and this will be 2H. I mean both will be 2 hours basically. Now we are not talking about this. Now we are talking about the levels. So, and I have already given the kind of areas you should get. Now this kind of examinations, if you consider, now normally how will be your like scoring level? So if you see this kind of a paper, 20 to 25 questions each paper, varying marks. So the marks are varying entirely. Don't think that marks will be always you will have the same kind of marking system. Is they are not like that. Marking will be different. So 20 to 25 questions each kind of paper with varying marks. But remember, 6 marks is the highest kind of marks. So the highest marks you can obtain, that will be 6. So normally you have 6 kind of a highest marks in a particular question, right? So 20 to 25 questions, right? 20 to 25 varying. 20 to 25 varying, but maximum will be they are targeting on 6 marks. So you will have only 6 marker question in if you consider IGCSE, you mean maths like A, mathematics A, if you consider both papers. Now, as I told you, the criteria I already explained to you. The criteria matching as the definition A01, A02, and A03. So meeting these criteria, how do you can achieve that kind of gradings? Now, achieving this one, now you can see normally A2 will be defined on shapes and space and measures. It is normally weighting like 20 to 28% of that, slightly even more, right? Slightly even less or slightly even more. kind of a different level. ANO3 will be checking on handling data, statistics. So it will be a statistics, like probability kind of stuff, has a weighing around 12 to 18%. And higher tier normally having cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency means all frequencies are added up. So cumulative frequency, you can find it. So, but most of the time, remember, some questions you will get, it is little bit beyond. I will give you one example, and no matrices are given. No matrices questions. Matrices are not in your syllabus, but slightly other kind of curriculums, matrices are there. If you consider like Cambridge, you have matrices, but here you don't have. But some of the time, you need to simplify, you need to know how to simplify these things. X plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 3, x minus 1. Do you know how to simplify this? Do you know? This you should know. These are important kind of a area. You should know 3 brackets, how to simplify, how to expand, and how to simplify. So that will be a important plus point to get more marks. So how to simplify? This is pretty easy. You keep it here, this one, and this one you expand. When you expand this, what is the method? This. So x into x, x squared, x into negative x plus 3x minus 3. Then you simplify this one, x squared plus 2x minus 3. Then you have 2 terms here, and here you have 3 terms. So altogether 6 terms. So you multiply each one like here and here as well. Then you are getting x3. Then you are getting 2x squared. Then you are getting negative 3x. These first 3 terms, x3 plus 2x squared, negative 3x. Then other terms you are getting 2x squared. Then you are getting 4x. Then you are getting final term, negative 6. Then if you simplify, x3 you are having, then 4x squared you are having, these 2 terms, then plus x you are having, these 2 terms, negative 6. So it is in kind of a form, you will get that. So that is pretty easy, you can do that, but you should know how to do this kind of expansion with 3 brackets. Is that clear? So I mean, if you have any questions, you can post. So when you get a time, right, we can work on those things, right? So that'll be a pretty easy way you can do it. But 3 brackets expansion, you need to know. 3 brackets expansion, you need to know to solve. Then addition to that, higher tier. Another things are there you need to know, right? If you have like a kind of a function, basically sequences, you will have higher tier. That is n term and some of the terms that will be shared with your formula sheet. Some of the first n terms you will get it. So n term you need to know. So I'll erase this. Then you will get it. So the sequences you need to know n term. So the sequences you need to know n term. So sequences you need to know n term. So n term will be a plus n minus 1 d, that is 1. Then you need to know sum of the terms Sn. Sum of the terms Sn is NO2 2a plus n minus 1 d. And you need to know like important things. What is a? A will be the first term. Then d will be the common difference. Then n will be the term number, right? Then Sn is the sum, right? So that's how you do it. But they have like a same common difference that you need to know. So let's see how you can apply. But in addition to that, you need to know like graphs, transformations. That's another area you need to know. So we have one question I already work on. right? Transformations. So this is the area most students they work on. So transformations, you have, so y equals fx. So y equals fx, you need to know, first one, you need to know here, that is, you need to know fx plus a. So y equals fx plus a. So what will be the transformation here? You need to know. Then you need to know y equals fax, that you need to know, second. Then third you need to know, right? That is fx plus a. Then fourth you need to know, right? Afx. These are the transformations. These are the transformations. So what are these transformations? The transformations will be fx plus a. This will be a transformation. Now both of these, it is translation. Translation. So the translation means graph is not changing. Graph is not changing. Only the position is changing. The graph profile stays same. Graph profile stays same. It will be shift along the x-axis and along the y-axis. Profile stays same. So fx plus a mean shift a places upwards along parallel to the y-axis, and fx plus a mean shift graph translate along the x-axis towards left a positions. So in this kind of thing, profile not changing. Profile not changing, like a wave. If you consider like a wave profile stays same. It's not changing. Same. It's not changing. Like a stationary wave, it's not changing. Shifting only. Place is changing, one place to another, but profile stays same. But if you consider other two, if you consider these two, what will happen? Either it is shrinking or expanding. So here you have a vertical stretch, right? Both of that. And the stretch factor is a. So basically here ax means x divided by 2, here y multiplied by 2. So it is getting stretched. So first one, if you consider, let's see, you have a graph something like this. So your graph is, first one I'm talking about, your graph is like this. So this graph, so I'm talking about the first one. So the graph shift a positions up. So the graph goes up a positions. A positions go up. Second one, what will happen? The third one. So third one will happen, go. So this is your original graph. Third one, move a places to the left. If a is positive, it goes a places to the left. It moves. So there is a, right? And you can see other one, if ax will be either shrinking like this your original graph, so it's shrinking like this, or otherwise it's expanding. So that's what it's happening, right? So depend on the questions we can work on. So the parallelly we can do a question as well on that, then you will understand here. Question paper. this. So new coordinate is here 3 1. That's why it is happening. I mean the same shape. It won't change and it'll be same. So you can see that the new transformation of the graph you will find out. This is the new transformation of the graph you will find out. So let's see some of other questions we'll have, right? So question 21. So question 21 regarding, right? You can see. So I will share this with you. Main triangle. So area we need to find. We need to find element area. So element area need to find. How do you find the area of a triangle? How do you find the area of a triangle? What is the method of finding the area of a triangle? What is the equation? Finding the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle, you can do it if it is ABC. In front of A will be A, B will be B, C will be C. So the area is given by either half AB sine C or half BC sine A or half CA sine B, right? So that's how you find the area. And it can be any triangle, but if it's a right angle triangle, it's easy. But if it is any triangle, we can find the area without any problem. So that'll be pretty easy, right? So then to do that, to find the area, you need this triangle, you need this angle. So how to find this angle? Can you find? But some another information is given. This is 47. This is 47. They have given it. This 47. So these 47, what you do? Can you find this one? Can you find this angle? How to find this angle? If you find this angle, you are done, because these two sides you know, in between angle you know, they will be pretty easy a step, right? But always you do on the in between angle. Always you do on the in between angle. So to work out, you need to find this angle. How to do that? That simply you can do with your which kind of theorem, which theorem is applicable here. You can have you can do that. Let's see, this angle is y, right? You can use sine rule. So if you use sine rule, you have 8.5 over, if you apply here, sine y, which is equal to 13.8 over sine 47. So what is the sine rule? Sine rule says that sine A over A, which is equal to sine B over B, which is equal to sine C over C. So that is your sine rule, which will be applicable for any kind of a triangle. So if you use this, you can find y. So y you can find easily. So if you find y, then what can happen? You can find x. So how do you find x? So x is equal to 180 minus 27, y plus 47. So you know x. So if you know x, then what is the area? Then the answer is equal to what? Answer is equal to half two sides 13.8 times 8.5 times sine x. So that you can find it easily, your kind of x. That will be pretty easy. I think question 24. So I'm selecting some of the questions. This will be the last question. We'll see that whether you have any queries. So we can answer those. We'll go to the question 24. So the question 24, if you go on, right? So question 24 is basically from like arithmetic series. Question 24. So we have here, we have fourth term, arithmetic series is 17. So fourth term means 17. So 17 will be fourth term mean a plus 3d. Pretty easy. Equation 1. Then you have 10th term. 10th term is 35. So 35 equals 10th term, a plus 9d. Equation 2. So how many marks? The marks will be 4. So marks will be 4. Then out of 200, actually out of 204, then you can have it. Then 100. So you can have like timing. It'll be 120. So out of 200 marks, right? Out of 100 marks. So this will be 100. Out of 104, then timing is 120. So we have 1.2 into 4, as I told you. So 4.8. So 4.8 minutes. Quite long. 4.8 minutes. So you have 4.8 minutes to finish this kind of question. But this will be pretty easy. So what do? You do 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1, you will get 6d, which is equal to, you get 35 minus 17 will be 18. So then d equals 3. So d equals 3, you plug into any one of that. So first one, you have simply a is equal to 17 minus 3, 3. If you plug it, 17 minus 9, that'll be a is equal to a is equal to 8. A is equal to 8. We'll check. So 8 plus 3d, 8 plus 9, 8 plus 9, 17, a plus 9d, a is 8, plus 9, 27. So 8 plus 27, that'll be 35. So that's correct. So these answers are correct. So you don't take like 2 minutes to finish this. So you can save a lot of time. You can save a lot of time doing this one. That'll be pretty easy. I think challenging questions 22 is good question, and 23 is as well as a equal good question. 23 and certain questions. So you can try those, right? We'll solve it. We'll solve for you, right? And transformation I had done already. And question 19. So by the meantime, you can solve question 18. Question 18, you can try that also. One function question is there, and one that is question 16. So we'll try on question 16. We'll try on question 16. So how do you do question 16? So question 16 is about circle theorems. Can you try that? Can you try that? Question 16. Question 16. Can you try with me together? If you are like solving it, can you solve that? Question 16. So question 16, basically it's a kind of a circle. So it's a circle. So circle, they have given it this one, 103. So this 103, they have given it. So DCB, they have given it. So then DAB, and this kind of a tangent here. So they have given it. So this is 39. So this is 39. these 39, these 103, these 103, these D. So A, B, C, D. So they are telling that the size of the angle ADB. ADB you need to find. This angle you need to find. ADB need to find. Right? So how do you do that? These on circle theorems. So circle theorems, what will be the theorems? Do you know about the theorems? Do you know? What will be your theorems? So how do you do this question? So they are telling that PA is a tangent to the circle. So PA, so basically, so P is missing here, so this will be P. So PA is a tangent to the circle. So PA is a tangent to the circle, right? PA is a tangent to the circle, so you can put that P there. So how to find it? So it's not that difficult. This is cyclic quadrilateral. So this is cyclic quadrilateral. So because of that, this angle will be how much? That will be 180 minus 103. So that is 73. Why? The reason is in cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles add up to 180. Opposite angles add up to 180. So if it is x, what should happen? 103 plus x should be equal to 180. Therefore, x will be 70. X will be 77. X will be 77. So 77 plus 3, 80, 180. So this will be 77. So this will be basically 77. So if it is 77, then you know that, I mean, alternate segment. Alternate segment means if you have a tangent and a chord. So these are tangent, and these are chord. So tangent and a chord making an angle which is equal to the chord subtended angle. So this 39, this also 39. So this 39, 77, this you can find easily. That'll be pretty easy. So how do you do? 180 minus, you do like 77 plus 39. So then you will find out this angle, I mean ADB. So ADB, which is equal to this, right? So I mean the reasons you have to give. First reason is opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. Other one is you can see that alternate segment will be 39 here, right? Then triangle adding up to 180. So you can work on this, not that difficult. You can work that one. So I think we covered some part of it. So remaining questions, so you should really work on, as I told you, these questions you can work on within the meantime. I'll tell you exactly the questions what you want to work if you are working, right? So if you see this paper, so underneath you can see the formula sheet. So I'll just talk about that a little bit more. Question paper, formula sheet. Yeah. Yeah, I will see the formula sheet. So formula sheet is given to you. So this is the basic formula sheet is given to you, always like kind of important, right? So the arithmetic series which is given on sum of n terms is already being given, right? Sn equals no2, 2a plus n minus 1d, and like trapezium area. These are the simple things. Then the quadratic formula, finding the solutions. Then you will have sine rule, right? Cosine rule and area of a triangle. So area of a triangle is the one we used before, half AB sine C. So if you have any kind of a triangle, as I told you, if it is ABC, so the easier way to remember, in front of B is B, in front of A is E, C is C. So A over sine A, which is equal to B over sine B, and which is equal to C over sine C. Even reciprocal is quite okay. So then the area is given by, so it's concyclic. The concyclic means A, B, and C. A, B, and C. So instead of, so half AB sine C. So if you apply half, instead of A, if you put B, it will be B here. Instead of B, if you put C, and instead of C, if you put A, CA, then half B, you do C, CA, sine AB. I mean, you can get all kind of formulas, and you can use whatever the way you like. Then the prism area, cross-sectional area into like length, the volume of a cone that you can find out, curved surface area phi RL, right? Volume of cylinder, curved surface area, and all these things are there. Volume of sphere, and surface of sphere surface area, you can find it. I mean, half of that even you can find. That won't be that difficult. I mean, if you have any kind of a question or anything, yeah, you can always write to us or call us, and you can verify. So we are planning some important events later, right? You can participate as well. And my kind of concentration, so you can do these questions right now. 23 you can do, you can try that question. And while you can do 22, you can do 22, you can try. So these questions I have not done, but I will do it a little bit later. But these answers will be shared with you. 21 already completed, 20 already completed. Then these are challenging question. 19, so 19 you can do. 19, that's a good question. 18 also fine, you can do, right? And these questions, if you have any queries, you can ask. The function question is there. 17, that you can do. And so most of the questions you already. Then the Venn diagrams one question is there. 15 one question, right? We'll do those things. 15. Then we have histograms one is there. 14, we'll do these things. 14. Then 13, so 13 I will do with you. So 13 is pretty easy. So 13 question, it is making a subject. So P is equal to half, right? That is AB square plus C, AB square plus C. And we need to make, where B is positive, B is positive. So we need to find out what we need to find out. So we need to find out, make B the subject. So we need to make B the subject. So B the subject, what do you do? 2 times by 2, everything. So 2P is equal to AB square plus 2C. Then B the subject. So AB square, which is equal to make subject, 2P minus C. So then B the subject, so B squared 2P minus C over A. Then get the kind of square root. I mean, you do the reverse. So making the subject, always you do the kind of reverse. I mean, this is not that difficult, right? Only you need to do, you do the reverse. So if you go on the step by step, this is the first step. Second step, you write AB square plus 2C equals 2P. So then what do you do? Now 2C plus 2C, go to other side is negative 2C. So AB square is equal to 2P plus 2C becoming negative 2C. Always do the reverse. Multiply by A, divide by A. So B squared equals 2P minus 2C over A. Then what do you do? P is equal to square becoming square root. So 2P minus 2C over A square root, since it's positive. So B, if you want, you can take 2 out. P minus C over A square root. So that done. So 13 we already completed. 13 already completed. So there are some few kind of questions, right? You will see. So we completed most of it, right? So let's see that if you have any queries or anything, like, so the timing is now 10:41. So let's see that if you have any queries, so you can post it, right? Anything, so we can have a time on like answering your queries, and maybe we can proceed after that. And I need to share some Google form also with you, like about my session. You can give some review and kind of improvements. You can give your thoughts as well, and we'll share those things. And later we'll have many more sessions. You can join with us, and I'm going to have one physics lesson as well based on your level. So let's see how we can plan on that before your exam. So let's see that. So we'll have like a quick kind of review. If you need any kind of support, so hope that like, you know, students, maybe the parents, or maybe like teachers, some those who are involved here, So I'm here to answer your queries on especially mathematics, say Edexcel upcoming exam on like as I told you the day of May, right? So June 4th is the second paper. So we can work on such things. So let's see how we can proceed on things. So we'll have like a මට වතුර එකක් තියෙනවද වතුර එකක් වෝටර් එකක් කූල් එකක් මට තියෙන මට වතුර බෝතලයකින් ඉන්න So, right. So we are back. So refreshed level. So let's see that, I mean, more things we are elaborating here. So as I told you, these kind of questions, let's see what I can illustrate on the new questions. So 1H and 2H paper. So that's the kind of important like area you should really focus to get kind of marks you are focusing. So let's see that we'll solve some of more questions on this one. So like I just want to give some kind of an idea about some of areas I thought of to elaborate more on, like simply about like sine rule, cosine rule, right? And kind of what you call Pythagoras theorem. So this is the Pythagoras theorem. How do you apply, right? So these ABC, so ABC. So in front of C will be C, in front of A will be A, in front of B will be B, right? So if in case, like example, AB is given. So AB is given, you need to find the longer side. So if you need the longer side, how you do the longer side? So longer side will be shorter side, sum of shorter side squared. So A squared plus B squared, square root, pretty easy. If you need the kind of the longer side, shorter side, sum of shorter side squared, you get the square root, pretty easy. If you need any kind of a shorter side, what do? Longer side squared, longer side squared minus other shorter side squared, square root. That's pretty easy. So how this will be applicable? So this will be applicable like if you have 3, 4, let's see, centimeters, and you need to find x. So this is a longer side. So longer side finding, how do you do it? So x is equal to 3 square plus 4 square root. So 9 plus 16 square root, 25 square root, that'll be 5 centimeters. That'll be pretty straightforward. Let's see a case, as I told you, the earlier one, you have 10 centimeters here and you have 6 centimeters here and you need to find x. So this should be a shorter side. So shorter side, how you do it? That will be equal to 10 square minus 6 square root. That will be 100 minus 36 square root. That will be, you have 64 square root will be 8. So this will be 8. So basically these triangles you need to know 3, 4, 5 triplets. Then 6, 8, 10 triplet, right? You need to know. Then you have 12, 5, 13, another triplet. So these all are, you find it triplets. 3 square plus 4 square root 5, 6 square plus 8 square root 10, 12 square plus 5 square root 13, and so on. So that'll be pretty easy. If you need the longer side, you can work on this. If you need a shorter side, you can work on that as well. So these all about like right angle triangles. So this will be right angle triangles, right angled triangles. This will be right angle triangles. But if it is not a right angle triangle, then how do you work out? So that's the most important, and where it is applicable. If it is not a right angle triangle, where it is applicable. So that's another area you need to know. Like example, I'll give kind of some of the cases you to apply. So the cosine rule I didn't explain. Now let's see. Now one case. So one case you have either you can use cosine rule or you can use either sine rule, cosine rule or the sine rule. So let's see a case. You have kind of this kind of a scenario. This is 13 centimeters. This is maybe something like example like 5 centimeters, and let's see something like 13 centimeters, right? This is 80. So you need to find so there is A, B, C. You need to find X. So how do you do that? So this way, if you consider what you can apply. So this way, can you apply sine rule? Sine rule is not possible. The sine rule is not possible because the reason it is in between angle. So if it is in between angle, you can't use sine rule, right? So you need to find cosine here. So cosine, how do you apply? X squared. You do x squared equals this squared. So the cosine rule will be, so you can see here, B here, A here, sides, and C here. So how do you apply? Here it will be, here you apply B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cos B, right? That's how you apply. So B squared, so X squared equals A squared. A squared will be 13 squared plus 5 squared minus 2, 13, 5 cos 80. Then you can get the square root, you can find X. So if you know X, then what will happen? Then you can apply like any rule, like sine rule you can apply to find other two angles. But three sides given. So these two sides are in between angle. So two sides are in between angle. Definitely you have to use cosine. But the reason you don't know this, So you have to go for cosine. So in this case, you need to go for cosine. But other case is there, you will have like 3 sides given. So these A, these B, right? So this is C, so this is A, so this is B, and this is C. So you need to go for the cosine here again to find angle. So any angle you can find. So B squared equals C squared plus A squared minus 2AC cos you have B. So from this you can find this angle. So on. So remember that it's important when you are applying sine rule and cosine rule when to apply, right? When to apply. So in this case, you can see that sine rule is not applicable. Here also you can't apply sine rule because you don't know any angle. If you don't know any angle, you can't go for sine rule. You have to go for cosine. But to apply sine rule, you need to remember angle should be, if you know one angle, it need not to be in between. Now in a case like here, let's see 7 centimeters and 13 centimeters. Let's see, this is A, B and C. You have some, if you have here angle, let's see this 65. So if it is 65, now in this case, what is applicable? In this case, the applicable is sine rule, right? But the reason you can use this angle. If you know this angle, you can find this as well, because all angles add up to 180. So all angles add up to 180. So how do you apply sine rule here? So 7 divided by, let's say this x. So 7 divided by sine x, which is equal to 13 divided by sine 65. So here you will find out x. If you know x, 65 you know, you can find this. That is not that difficult. Always you can work on. So one area I just want to illustrate, that is finding the unknown angles and the unknown sides about a triangle. So there what you know is you can use Pythagoras if it is a right angle triangle, or otherwise you can go for sine and cosine. So some differentiation are there, how to use, when to use, what information is given, and what are the unknown things. So if you have your paper, the important thing is you can underline the numerical figures. So what is given? So these are the things given, and what is you going to find out. So what is given, what is you going to find out, and how to get your results from the facts you know. So the inputs are there, outputs are there, right? You know about outputs and use your theorems and scenarios, your working, your knowledge, and to convert it to your answers. But remember, speed is very important, right? Speed is very important. So you need to have your pencil flow. You need to have your pencil flow when you are solving. It need not to be every time you need to follow the kind of the same order sequence. When you first filter the kind of the entire paper, randomly you can do even questions, but make sure that you do as much as possible questions from first attempt correctly. Then these marks will be added to you. And finally, second attempt, filtering it, getting into more depth of the paper, more hardness, you can work on. Obviously, your paper, like final kind of questions, will be bit of tougher and contain more kind of weightage. So you need to pay more attention of getting those questions right. And getting into significant figures is also very important. If they're given on 3SF, you have to work on 3SF figures, not to give any other thing. But make sure that the question paper is already, every time they based on this scenario, as I told you, A01, A02, and A03. They are not going away from that. They know exactly how much of portion they are giving from these areas. So you need to be careful on that. You need to be thorough on all the kind of areas. So that is one area I'm focusing on: cosine rule, sine rule, and how to apply things. These are the kind of differentiation plus your what do you call right angle triangle. So right angle triangle always you can work on. But addition to that, some of other things are there. I just want to explain some of the basic concepts about like kind of quadratic graphs. So these are another area I just want you to illustrate more kind of my like involvement, quadratic graphs. So quadratic graphs, if you want to work, right? So how to work on quadratic graphs? Like quadratic graphs, so we have one question so that we can do. So the quadratic graphs, if you see, normally if you have a graph like this, y equals x squared minus 4x, let's see, plus 3. Now how do you sketch kind of such graph? So sketching this, you need to like completing square. So completing square you need to do. So if you do it, you know that. So x squared, you can take x, half of this 2, you can square it. So x squared minus 4x, additional term coming 4, negative 4 plus 3. So then you have, let's see, this is 5. So then you have x minus 2 squared plus 1. So when you expand this, what you will get? So x squared minus 4x plus 4 plus 1, that is x squared minus 4x plus 5. So how do you see this graph? How do you see this graph? Your graph will be something like this. Now, this is your y, this is your x. Graph will be, so 2, 1 is your kind of minimum point. Since it is coefficient is 1, it will be like graph is basically something like this. It goes on. So this point will be, here you have 2 and 1. And here it cuts on. When you put x0, it will be 5 here. So graph is something like this. So this is an open up graph you will have, right? So basically, do you have any roots in this graph? Do you have any roots? X squared. Can you solve this? X squared minus 4x plus 5 equals 0. Can you solve this? Can anyone solve this? Can anyone solve? How to solve this? If you solve, you can use your calculator to solve. You can use your calculator to solve. First one, you can use calculator. Calculator, right? Or you can use quadratic formula. Quadratic equation, right? Or completing square. All these things you can solve. Do you able to solve this? What will be the solutions? Can you solve this? How do you solve it? How do you solve this? Can you solve this? If you try to solve, what will happen? I'll give you like 2 minutes you to solve. Can you use your calculator to solve? Can you solve this one? Is it possible to solve? If you use b squared minus 4, you see what will happen. You know the quadratic formula. Quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac square root over 2a. So that is equal to, so when you compare ax squared plus bx plus c, so b will be negative b, it will be 4 plus or minus b squared, it will be negative 4 squared minus 4, a will be 1, c will be 5, square root over 2, a will be 1, that will be equal to 4 plus or minus 16 minus 20, square root 4 plus or minus negative 4, square root over, so 2 is there, divided by 2, so divide by 2. So negative 4 square root, you don't have any roots. You don't have any roots. There is a reason for that. This graph never cuts x-axis, never cuts x-axis, therefore no roots. It's never cuts x-axis. To cut x-axis only, you will have roots. You don't have any roots. Roots are not there. Roots are not there. Roots not exist. Roots not exist. So you can see that if you're trying to solve that, you don't have roots. This is not cutting here. This is not cutting here. So that's another important point. So when you are solving, you can use calculator, you can use quadratic equation, you can use completing square. Right? Or even you can factorize. Factorizing also possible to solve quadratic. Let's see, like example, you have different one. X squared minus 4x minus 5 equals 0. How to solve that? So you factor. So when you factor 1 equals 0, then what is happening? So these middle term will be negative. Therefore, this negative, this positive, right? Then you will get x equals 5 or x equals negative 1. So 2 points are there. What are the 2 points you will get? It's an open up graph, negative 1 and 5. Negative 1 and 5. So the graph is like this. Graph is like this. So it's cutting on, here it's cutting on negative 1, here it's cutting on 5. Cutting on negative 1 and 5. So they have two roots. And if you use b squared minus 4ac here, also you will find out the solutions easily. Right? If you use b squared minus 4ac, you have two solutions into it. So two solutions are given here. Two solutions are, one is negative 1, one is 5, because it's having roots, right? So if it is not cutting, it's not having any solution. So quadratic equations, either calculator, the options are there: calculator, quadratic equation, completing square, or factorizing if possible. Factorizing also you can solve. Factorizing also you can solve. So a lot of things are there, a lot of areas are there you can work on. A lot of areas are there. These are another area, just I want to pay your attention, because this is important. Even factorizing, you need to how to factor easily. There are different methods. The factorizing, what is the easiest way of factorizing? Like example, you will see x squared minus 2x, right, plus 15, negative 15 equals 0. Other one, x squared plus 2x, negative 15 equals 0. Other one, x squared plus 16x plus 15. I'm giving some of the differentiations, right? So how to factor these things? So factor in these things. Now, first one, if you see this, how to factor xx breakdown. So 15 you break down 5 and 3, right? 15 you break down 5 and 3. Then middle term negative 2. Getting negative 2 is negative here, positive here. So those are the factors. X minus 5, x plus 3 equals 0, right? That's how you do, right? And here what you do? Here will be x and x. Here you have 5 and 3. Here middle term will be positive. Here positive, here negative. The factors will be x plus 5, x minus 3 equals 0. So you can solve it. So x equals 5, x equals negative 3. And here solve x equals negative 5, right? And you have x equals 3. And here what do you do? X and x, 15 and 1. So here positive, positive. So x plus 15, x plus 1, which is 0. So x is negative 15 and x is negative 1. So always you can solve it pretty easy. The quadratics you can solve without much kind of a problem. But if it is cubic, so quadratic equation. So if it's a quadratic equation, it can be which type? So it can be either this, or it can be either this, or it can be either this, or it can be either this. So any one of these, right? Now these two cases, no solutions. No solutions, these two cases. But it can be this way, it can be like this, or it can be like this, or it can be other way around this way as well. Right? So there every time you have solutions. Here you have complex solutions. You will not learn that. You will learn it in like maybe if you are doing Cambridge, you have complex, but you will not handle in even IEL, you will not handle complex. So quadratics always like this. It can be open up graph or open down graph. It can be open up graph or open down graph. So open up graph, here coefficient is positive, open up graph. So if you have a graph like this, so if you have y equals ax square plus bx plus c, a will be positive here, open up graph. But if it is like this, a will be negative. So here graph, a will be negative. So ax square plus bx plus c, the general kind of a quadratic equation. A will be positive, open up, a will be negative, open down. That's how the graph. So quadratics, always you are having like that, and it is symmetric. It's a symmetric kind of a graph. So you will find out a way of finding the graph. So when it's cutting the x-axis, you have solutions. If it's not cutting, no solutions. So can you sketch, can you find out like graph, basically cubic graph? How do you see a cubic graph? How will be the cubic graph looks like? So cubic general graph, how it is looks like. So we'll try to solve one cubic graph with you. Cubic graph, how it look like. So looks like cubic graph. So let's see a cubic graph. You have something like a y equals ax3 plus bx squared plus cx plus d. So if you have a graph like this, graph can be like this, N shape. So a positive, this is the graph, y and x. If a negative, graph will be either way around, right? So that's how a negative, right? So normally you have three roots. You have three roots normally, but it can have only one single root as well. It can have only one single root as well. It can have one single root as well. Sometimes other two roots are not having any solutions. Like example, if your graph is something like this, if your graph goes like this, cuts only one point, so one solution. It's only one solution. Or if you have something like, if you have a graph something like this, it goes on like this, cuts only one solution, so you have one solution. Other two are, I mean, what you call complex roots, you will not get. So this is a general graph, right? You will get it. But addition to that, like you have many more graphs you should know to understand. So let's see another graph I will explain here. That is about 1 over x. So 1 over x, if you have the reciprocal graph, how it looks like. The reciprocal graph, if you consider, you will have y equals 1 over x. So let's see like y equals k over x. So k is positive. So k is positive, you will have a graph like this. Parabolic graph, right? K is negative, it will be other way around. If k is negative, so it will be asymptotes. So this is y, this will be x. So this k is positive, this k is negative. So these graphs you have, right? You need to remember how to apply those kind of things. So let's see, we'll go into one question, right? We'll see that, let's see whether you can pick kind of that answer, right, about this question. So straight lines always, you know, it will be mx plus c. Mx plus c, this will be a straight line. So this will be a straight line. This will be a quadratic parabola, bx plus c, and y equals ax cube plus bx squared plus cx plus d, right? That will be a, so this will be a parabola. This will be an N-shaped graph, right? That's how the graph comes up. So it can be a straight line, or it can be a parabola, or it can be an N-shaped graph. So that's how the graph variation. The graph variation will be straight line, parabola. So this will be a straight line. Y equals mx plus c. This will be y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. This will be a y equals ax cube plus bx squared plus cx plus d. And finally, so these 1, these 2, this is 3, And 4 you have 4 it will be, you have hyperbolic graph like this. So that will be y equals 1 of x, k of x. K is positive. So that is hyperbolic graph. So there is a straight line, parabola, n-shaped graph, and here hyperbola. And this will be a parabola. That's how it works. So we can really work on like one question, we can work on like above the graphs. I think it is challenging for you. So let's see, we can focus on that. That is, if you go on the kind of the document I shared with your portal, that the exam paper, we can go into that question. That is question number. And addition to that, you have another question is there that I didn't explain about the sine graph and cosine graph. That also I'll explain to you. Sine graph, so the sine graph is trigonometric graph. So the trig graphs will be, sine x will be, so the sine x will be like this. This will be sine x graph. This is sine x graph. This will be sine x. And the cos x will be the same thing. Like this, it goes on. These cos x. These are the graphs. Sine x will be here. So these y, these x, and these cos x. These are the graphs here. So can you do question 19? Question 19. Question 19. Can you do it? Question 19. So question 19 for you. Question 19. On the paper I shared with you, you can do question 19. Can you do question 19? So question 19, if you see, different graphs are there. Different graphs are there. So you need to match the graphs, right? So these are different question, right? So equation is given, graph is given. Equation is given and the graph is given. So how do you match? How do you match? What do you think? How to match? So y equals sine x. So first one, y equals sine x. So which one you match? Which one? Which graph? Y equals sine x will be which graph? So obviously, y equals sine x will be which graph? So sine x graph, we know how it looks like. So sine x graph is, so these x, these sine x. So sine x graph is something like this. This sine x graph. This is the sine x graph. This is the sine x graph. So sine x graph simply will be which graph? So the graph is, sine x graph is which graph? So the graph is equal to, so this is 0, right? So these, they have defined it. So when you compare all the graphs, it will be graph E. So graph E will be the sine x graph. That will be the sine x graph. Now how do you do the next one? Is a straight line. Y equals 2 minus 3x. Y equals 2 minus 3. How do you know it's a straight line? So this is equal to y equals mx plus c. So the y equals negative 3x plus 2. So the gradient will be negative 3. Intercept will be positive 2. So intercept will be positive 2. There should be a straight line. It should cut y-axis on positive 2. So if it's a graph, straight line, though it's in y equals ms plus c form. So it will be a straight line cut on y-axis positive 2. So cutting y-axis on positive 2, what will be the kind of graph? So what will be the kind of graph on positive 2? So positive 2, you can find the graph, right? Positive 2. So when x0, y will be positive 2, and it should be a straight line. So which one is that? So it will be pretty easy. So already we have, how many straight lines are here in this question? So when you see it, only we have like 2 straight lines. One gradient is, what do you think about 2 straight lines? One is a positive gradient, other one is a negative gradient. One is a positive gradient, other one is a negative gradient. So which one will be our answer? When x0, y is 2, then y0, x is basically 203. So then actually gradient is negative. So which one gradient negative? So how do you find the gradient positive or negative? That's another kind of a question. Gradients positive or negative. So gradients positive or negative of straight lines. So straight lines, how do you find gradients positive or negative? So the gradient positive or negative depend on how much of angle you are having with the positive x-axis. So positive x-axis, if you see that, how much of angle you are having. So if you see that, now like example, so if you have a graph, so these x, these y, so these kind of lines, these all lines, you can see, so this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, all these things are positive gradient. So these L1, L2, L3, L4, L5, L6. These all are positive gradient because the reason it makes with the positive x-axis acute angle. So this angle, let's see this theta. So theta making with 0 and 90. So it's making with 0 and 90, it will be positive gradient. So this will be positive gradient. All are positive, this 0, positive gradient. So these all are positive gradient. And any kind of a line making with the obtuse angle. So let's see, you have some of the lines like this, anything defined like this. These all lines making with the angle is basically with the positive x-axis more than 90. So it is making with the more than 90. So these x, these y. So angle you are making with theta greater than 0, less than 180. That is more than 90. So here it is theta less than 90, and here it is theta greater than 90. So because of that, here gradient positive. So here gradient is positive, and here gradient is negative in this case. That's how you decide. So you can see that even here questions, you can see that. So what will be the answer? So the answer is basically, you will find it here. Here gradient depend on -3. So which one you will select? So the negative gradient. To have a negative gradient, which one is the obvious kind of a answer? The obvious answer is negative gradient. Straight lines are happening too. So 2 straight lines are possible, and negative gradient only happening in graph B. So graph B is the only option of having a negative gradient, with the other straight line is a positive gradient. So graph B is the next answer. right? So they're asking, so the straight line, if they're talking about, right, then you can see that. So see here, they're telling that 2 minus 3x, 2 minus 3x, so negative gradient. So the answer should be, that will be B. So 2 minus B, answer should be B. So B is the answer. So graph B. So then they are telling, so that's already you got the answer. Then they are asking about other question, quadratic equation, x squared plus x minus 6, x squared plus x minus 6. So x squared plus x minus 6, now you have y equals x squared plus x minus 6. So x squared plus x minus 6, even you can put it into kind of a form factors. So here you have plus, here you have negative. And here it should cut on x equals negative 3, x equals positive 2. Right? So you see what will be the graph. Graph will be an open up graph. Because since this coefficient positive, this coefficient positive. So this coefficient positive, it's a parabola. So see a parabola, open up graph. So when x0, y is negative 6. x0, y is negative 6. So if you see the questions, if you see the answers, you can see two parabolas are given. Two parabolas are given. One is open up, one is open down. One is open up and one is open down. So since x squared negative, here if you see x squared is positive, it will be a open up graph. So open up graph, x0, y is negative. So that will be the, so which graph you will select here? Obviously we know that open up. So open up and open down is there, but open up is our answer. So simply you can check that kind of answer. That'll be pretty straightforward. I don't see any kind of a difficulty of gathering your answer. So simply graph D will be the answer here. So if you work on here, I mean, if you want more illustration, you can see. Let me see, I'll explain. So the graph is happening here. It's an open up graph. So it's happening on open up graph. So it's like this. So like this. So open up graph. And the points will be positive 2 and negative 3. So negative 3 will be here. Positive 2 will be here. So the graph is something like this. Something like this happening. So positive 2, here will be positive 2, here will be negative 3. And that's how, so this is 0. So this is the graph, how it looks like. This is the graph, how it looks like. And you can check the graph. And here it is happening, negative 6. Because if you put x0, it will be negative 6. So y-intercept will be negative 6. So y-intercept will be negative 6. X-axis cut on positive 2, negative 3. Y-intercept negative 6. Right, so it will be a open up graph. Open up. It will be a open up graph. So that's how happening. It will be pretty straightforward. I don't think any question in that. And the final one, you can see another selection is there. You need to find out. That is, it's a cubic graph. It's a cubic graph. So cubic graphs, if you see, if you try to solve it, even you can work out. Cubic graphs. So two N-shaped graphs are there. Two N-shaped graphs. So what will be the answer for it? One is you can see, so two N-shaped graphs. So one N-shaped graph is like this. Other one is like this. And I told you, right, last time, if you have y equals ax3 plus bx squared plus cx plus d, when a is positive, the graph is this one. When a is negative, graph is only this. This is the graph, a is negative. So you can simply check the answer. right? When A is positive, graph is this. When A is negative, graph is this. So you can select the graph. So that will be the answer for when x0, y even -2. When x0, y is -2. So obviously the graph is A. x0, y is -2. So x goes to a big value, y will be bigger value also. So graph A is the answer. So that's how you do it. That's pretty straightforward. I don't think any kind of a question. So that also you can work on. Then the vector question is there. So I thought of like spending more time on vector question, right? So vector question is basically question number 22. So question number 22, right? If you work on, so I'll erase this. So question number 22. So question number 22, let's see these important vectors, right? How your scenarios will be defined on vectors. So they have given it this kind of, so these 22, question number 22. So you have a kind of a diagram, this, and this, right? And here, this will be parallel. Something like this. So here A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. So A, E, so this is E, right? They have not given this line. They have not given this line. So they have given it 3B. So these 3B. And they have given it 12A. So these 12A. They have given it 18A. 18A. So BC, they have given it something like this. So AB 12A. AB vector 12A. Then they have given it AD 3B. AD 3B. DC 18A. DC 18A. They are given AB 12A, AD 3B, DC 18A. So then they are telling DE to EB 1 to 2. DE to EB 1 to 2. So DE to EB is 1 to 2. So they have given this information. And we need to find out by vector method BC parallel to AE. So we have to prove AE parallel to BC. This we need to prove. It's pretty easy. So AE parallel to BC. So this is the AE. So we need to prove it parallel to BC. So this one parallel to this. So what do you do? Straight away you can write BC. BC using vectors. So BC using vectors will be what? That is equal to BC will be, you go from here. BA, AD, and DC. BA, AD and DC. So you go on BA, AD and DC. BA will be -12A plus AD. AD will be 3B plus DC will be 18A. So that will be 6A plus 3B. That is equal to 2A plus B. This is equation 1. Then you do AE. So AE, so the AE is equal to, how do you do? AD plus DE. AD plus DE. So AD is 3B. DE, so DE is this. So DE is equal to 1/3 of DB. So 3B plus 1/3 DB. DB is equal to 12A minus 3B. 12A minus 3B. So that will be 3B plus 4A minus B. So that will be 2B plus 4a. So that 2 you can take out, b plus 2a. So we proved it, two things. One we proved bc equals, it won't take much time, 3 2a plus b, 3 2a plus b, bc, then ae we proved, ae is equal to 2b plus 2, b plus 2a, 2a plus b. So ae you can write, so 2a plus b, we can write bc divided by 2, bc divided by 3. So then we have, we can write, so bc equals 302 ae. So that's the proof, last final step. So we proved bc equals 302 ae. So one vector we write from another vector. So one vector we write from another vector with a scalar. So bc is equal to k times ae. K is a scalar. Therefore, bc is parallel to ae. That's how you do. That is pretty straightforward. I mean, what you have to do, I mean, two vectors to be parallel. Two vectors to be parallel. What should happen? One vector should be a form of another vector with a scalar. So one vector is a form of another vector with a scalar. You can always find it way two parallel vectors. So two parallel vectors, always we can find it. That will be pretty straightforward. I don't think that will be difficult. I think so. That is question number 22. So question number 22, you can do it. So even if you like go for your like IAL, if you are doing A's and A2, especially once you finish your IGCSE, you will go to you can get in touch with us. So I'll share, as I told you, some important feedback form. So you can share that with us, share that your view and our improvements as well in that. So we can look forward. So we have our people, so they will communicate. And so especially mathematics, physics, we want to give services to the students with kind of proper calibration. So normally I do maths and physics, all the levels, that is IGCSE, A's and A2. So you can get my service from the institute. You can contact, or even me, you can contact. All details are there. You can contact with us. So further we are moving. So let's see. So transformation question we have done. This question already we have done. So question 18 thing we have not done question 18. So we can concentrate on question 18 as well. So 18 we are working on. So question 18. So hope that during the time you are working on these questions. So question number 18. So question number 18 says that show that 3 minus x minus 1, 3 minus x minus 1 divided by x squared minus 1. This is about BODMAS. 3x plus 2 can be written in a form, can be written in a form a plus x plus b. So this all thing a over x plus b form we need to write, and a and b are integers. So a, b need to find integers. We need to find integers. So let's see how we will try to work this. So working this, use the BODMAS. So the BODMAS means the order of expression. So the order of expression normally you do. Now two things are here, minus and division. So which one you will do first? You will do the division first. You can't do minus because the BOD mass or bid mass, brackets order, division, multiplication, addition and subtraction. So subtraction before that you need to do the division. Division is here, right? So you do first division. So 3 minus x minus 1, then this one division, do the reciprocal, 3x plus 2 divide by x squared minus 1. You can put it into factors, x plus 1. So this cancel out, then 3 minus 3x plus 2 over x plus 1. Then simplifying this, 3x plus 1 minus 3x minus 2 over x plus 1, and you will end up with 3x plus 3 minus 3x minus 2 x plus 1. Here this cancels, so 1 over x plus, this will be simplified to 1 over x plus 1. So then a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, right? So that's how you find the kind of integers. That'll be pretty straightforward. I don't think that'll be difficult for you. So while you are working, always you can work on these questions. That'll be pretty straightforward. So if you go back to question 17, I think some of you may already work on questions. So let's see, go on to the question 17. So going to the question 17, you can see that here, that question. So I'll share that with you, working. So question 17 on the paper, we will have we have kind of a function, so fx 3 over x minus 2, so minus 2. Then a, they're asking f1. So the functional value is pretty easy. What do you do? Just plug 1 into here. So 3, 1 minus 2, that is 3 minus 1, negative 3. So f1 will be negative 3, pretty easy. So then you do on the next one, say the value of x must be excluded from any domain of f. What should be excluded? So x minus 2 should not be equal to 0. So when it's equal to 0, it's not finite. So x should be not equal to 2. So x should not be equal to 2. So so the B answer should be x equals 2. X cannot be 2, it need to be excluded. So x equals 2 need to be excluded. So that will be a kind of straightforward kind of a question. Then they are telling another function given. They have given it gx. Gx equals x plus 4. Gx equals, they have given it x plus 4. X plus 4. Then they are telling fg2. So fg2, if you need to find, how do you do it? These are the functional values. These are composite function. If you do fgx, right? So fg2, if you need to find, you go from the inner. So what do? You find g2. So what is your g2? So g2 is equal to plugging 2 into this function. So 2 plus 4. Plug 2 here. That will be 6. So g2 is 6. So this is equals f. G2 is 6. So f6. 6 plug in original your fx. So 6 plug here. 6 put here. That will be 3 over 6 minus 2. 3 over 4. And that will be the answer. So 2 you plugging in next. G, that will be 6. 6 you plugging in here. So 6 minus 2 will be 4. 3 over 4. Fg2 is 3 over 4. Now this is a composite function. We have one value of, now composite function mean what? First you do G apply first. G apply on 2. So that is you get G2. Then you apply on F. So that is FG2. That's how you do. So this is what you will get. First you apply G function for 2. You will find your output is G2. That you apply on F. So that is FG2. This is same as composite function you do. Simply. I don't think that will be difficult to you. So I think already you are working on certain questions now, right? Let me see. We'll go into like thought of like applying kind of scenarios. We'll go back to the question that is polygon. So question number 23. So question number 23 will be a challenging question, right? I think it is most students find it kind of difficult, right? Can you work on that? If you not worked, you can work it. Can you work on that? That will be a kind of a challenging question. Can you work on question number 23? So question number 23, if you consider these are polygons again. So these are polygons. So this polygon says something like, so in basically different kind of size. So these angles are given 177, right? Then they have given 175, 175, 173, 173, 171, 169, and you may have like a lot of other kind of sides we don't know exactly. Lot of sides, side. Different sides we don't know exactly. So these are the kind of sides. We don't know how many sides. So n sides, right? So n greater than 5. They are telling n greater than 5. So that's what is happening, right? So they are telling only one condition. It lies kind of a sequence, right? So 177, 175, 173, 171, 169. So it's form of a kind of a sequence. When arranged in order of size, starting from the largest number to size of the interior angles of a polygon in degrees are terms of arithmetic sequence. Here are the first 5 terms of the sequence. Find the value of n. So clearly, clear algebraic working. So 3 marks. 3 marks for this. How do you do it? So it forms a kind of a algebraic kind of sequence. So if you see this, what you can do, you can see the Sn. Now this series is how it works. 177, 175, 173, 171, 169. So what will be A? A will be 177, D will be -2, and n number of terms n. So it goes on like this, n terms. So what should happen? So total interior angles, how are you doing? How much will be the total interior angle? So these n sides, these n sides, these n sides. How much? Can I give some kind of a time for you? Like we'll give 2-3 minutes. You can work on. So if you give 2-3 minutes, you can work on this one. So let's see how you are ending up the answer. So what is the sum of all angles? So it is lies within the interior angles. How do you get the sum? You get the sum is what? 2 ways you need to get the sum, right? So you have these equations, right? You have kind of equations and you have to form. How do you get it? So basically you can see sum, you can do it. Sum of the angles will be n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. So that's our formula. So that's equal to n over 2, 2 into 177 first term plus n minus 1, d is negative 2. That is 1. So that if you simplify, n over 2, 2 into 177, negative 2n, positive 2. So then you have so here when you simplify from it, you have n 177 minus n plus 1, n 178 minus n, 178 n minus n square. You get it sum. But sum you can find it another way as well. What is that? Sum is equal to what the sum. So how many triangles are here? What the total angles addition? That will be 180 minus n. Right? 180 minus n into n minus 2 into 180. You know about that? Because if you have like, you can see like 3 sides. If you have 3 sides, so 3 sides. If it's a triangle, 3 minus 2 into 180. That's the total angles, 180. If you have a quadrilateral, 4 minus 2 into 180. That will be 360. Quadrilateral. It will be a pentagon. 5 minus 2 into 180. That is 3 into 180. Because 3 triangles. Here 2 triangles. Here 1 triangle. If you have n minus 2 into 180. So this n minus 2 into 180. Then what should happen? So both should be equal. So this and this need to be equal. So this will be same here. So how do you make it both equal and solve? So you have 178. So n minus 2, 180. 180 should be equal to 178 minus n square. So that will be equal to you have n square minus 178 n plus 180 n minus 360 equals 0. So then you have n square plus minus 2n plus 2n minus 360. How do you solve it? You need to solve. How do you solve it? How do you solve that? So what will be n? So solving it, you can solve it. So n and n. So you can have factors 20 and 18, and this will be positive. This will be so n plus 20 n will be negative 20 or n will be 18. So n 18 is the answer. The n can't be negative. The n can't be negative 20. N will be only positive answer. So we'll be with the positive answer. So this equation I already explained to you with Sn. So Sn, so these new one, so the n term. So n term, these about the Sn. So Sn find it in different way. First finding with the triangles, number of triangles. So n sides are there. You will find out n minus 2 into 180 sum. But you use the formula and both you equate and you will end up with the n. So n you can find out the answer. This will be pretty straightforward. Then you will see that some of the resources you will get it right about this. So I want to put some kind of idea on you, like some of the areas, like the resources of Edexcel, IGCSE mathematics. So some textbooks are there. So textbooks mathematics, like you have one and normally you have mathematics A, that is normally 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is there, so you can master on these 1 and 2. Some good questions are there, but addition to that, you can do like past papers. Some resources are there. So resources you have kind of sites. So different resources you'll find from search engines, right? So the latest papers you can find it in paper loads, right? So that is one area you can find it, and right. So these search I already given to you. Oh, math physics tutor. Then you have like some of other resources are there. You can find it on like you can search it for papers or save my exams, right? Some domains are there. You can find it, some of information. So these are the new papers you will find it from here. Sometimes you have AP Edexcel. So you can find it. So math tutor, save my exams. These things are useful links, right? And you can find those things there. So two textbooks. But most important, like the kind of a scenario, I mean, as I told you, physically, mentally, and emotionally, you have to ready for the exam. Still, you have time. So today is like basically 6th of April. Still, you have time for the preparation, right? So your exam, it's on May, right? 15th. So I mean, you have the time simply, so you can organize. So the 4th June is the second paper. 4th June, right? That will be the 2H paper. You have like more time, like it's April, May, June, like you have like nearly 2 months. You can prepare for really well enough, because you know how you can get the marks is again like challenging. So let's go on to back onto our grading system, and we'll predict that how about your gradings on like new this exam. So we'll try to analyze it. So I will tell my analyzing point as well, and you can think about how will be the benchmark. So let's see, we'll open it up, the grade boundaries, and we'll see that how will be the finer points on grade boundaries. We'll see that, we'll see that grade boundaries, that is June 2024, as I told you. So that is, so if I share this with you, you can see, right, grade boundaries. Again, I want to have a kind of a look and I want to illustrate some of the trends, right? And so June 2024, I'll come back to this again. Why? Because it's important. 163, 135, 135. Then we have 107, 84, 107, 84. Then we have 61, 38, 25. 61, 38, 25. And this will be, what are these kind of levels? So the levels will be basically these out of 200. So these out of 200 all will be out of 200. This will be all out of 200. Now these grades, basically, though this is level 9, this is level 9, special grade, this level 8, this level 7, level 5, this level 6, level 5, 4, 3. Now basically up to here is acceptable. So the graph was already given. This marks is based on June 2024. So June 2024 will be this. So what will be like June 2025, this summer? So that's the biggest question about the marks. So what do you think? What do you think? I'm most worried on my higher grades. My higher grades, right? My higher grades. So how will be the prediction? How will be the prediction? What do you think? Right? Can you achieve like required marks? So what will be the marks then? So basically November 2024, that'll be the UK kind of variation, but you can see the trend. If you see, it's increasing due to the COVID pandemic. It has been lowered, but now it is come back to the original. Now it's rising a little bit up more. So it's 163, and level 8 is 135. That's not that difficult out of 200. Still 163 mean you can see 200 minus 163 mean how much? That'll be 7, that will be 5, 57. So still 57 marks there you to play with, right? So that'll be a plus point. Getting level 9. So getting level 9 is not that difficult. Even physics also the same thing. You need to really analyze. So my kind of prediction, right, about August when you are getting the results, I think my kind of prediction will be based on the data, based on the experts. I want to find it level 9. I should stick on to 160 plus. Level 8 will be around like something like 136 roughly, and that is 9. 7 will be somewhere around, like we'll focus on like 108. That's what I thought, right? 3, 6 mean like somewhere around 136. This is my kind of prediction about the grades about 7, 8, 9, but almost it lands on the same category. It won't be that different. It'll be the same category, but my prediction is up to this particular level. There is no kind of a big kind of a difference what I thought of, right? So you should aim this one. So how to get this? That's my biggest question. How to get this? Especially like if you're aiming for these 3 grades. Now even if you 5, so 9 and 4 acceptable, and even 3 acceptable, right? But you should aim for, right, 9 to 4, but you should get like maximum marks, right? So some students, they are getting like full marks. So the graphs are given on, you can see how it has been varied. You can get some idea. So all these documents will be shared with you finally. But then and there, I'm trying to fix your kind of knowledge gaps and filling you, make you comfortable. So if you are heading for such an exam, right, you are the first time heading for some UK exam. So you need to have like that kind of charisma to face this, like with confidence. So you need to cover your all basics, right? And you want to be, top among all the other students. So how you get that kind of a extra edge? So you need to cover your things properly. So if you have knowledge gap, we are here to support you, or we can help you. But obviously, like if you are heading for your AS, we are there to guide you, especially maths and physics, physically or online. So we can work on that. So this is my prediction, and you can have prediction as well. And when you are doing your papers, you can mark yourself. You can mark yourself. You can time it and you can do it. I mean, if you can finish it like within 20 minutes before, right? If you can finish 15 minutes before or even 20 minutes before, that would be great. That would be great because you can earn time. You can revise. You can work on. You need not to be same synchronized order to finish everything. Don't like stick on to one question, say for a long, right? If you have any problems, you can skip on to other. But I mean, not relevant things. You need to have your pencil. You need to have that kind of way of answering. So you need to build up your kind of way of answering rhythm. So you need to do papers and you have to work on. So especially this paper is created to make you comfortable in the area and discuss a few points to work on. So my prediction is based on this. You can have your prediction. You can see when you are time it and doing papers, will it be fine? Actually, this paper is basically two kind of papers combined together to form one paper on 2 hours. So you can try on. And another two papers are there, 2024, 2024 May June paper that also with me. So that we will share with you, so we can discuss some kind of questions also, some important ones. So let's see this paper. If you see like what questions left, see, but within some time we'll share with you like our what do you call our feedback form with you. So kindly fill that, and we will like we need to we are happy to listen to you and your comments, right, and give you like constructive feedback. So we'll work on that. So we'll share within like few minutes. So while you are free, you can share with that. I mean, it can be a parent, or it can be a student, or it can be even a teacher who's involved with. Because I'm normally involved in Colombo most of the time. So Candy also I would need to give my services, and with the assistance of the people around me, those who are conducting today this particular session. So let's see how your feedback, and we can work on that. Leave your kind of important information, like if you are a private candidate or from a school, or like even if you are a parent, and your credentials. We are like to hear from you and see your like unbiased kind of opinion to do much more better things in our latter stage. Especially I'm concerned mathematics and physics at any level, that is IGCSE is an A2, right? So you can get our services always. So this is something like kind of a support to the students, and to share our views on that. So going back to our test paper, right? So we can see some of the questions we already discussed. Let me see that any kind of a question which is not like answered with you, right? So one question is there, so we can work on like kind of you can see a few questions are here. So one is here, you can see like most questions we answered already. Let me see, going back to like what do you call 2024 paper. So 2024 paper, you have 2024 paper, right? 2024 like paper 1H paper, 2024, right? It's 1H paper. So let me see, we'll see some kind of a idea on that paper. 1 minute. So we'll go on to 2024. Yeah, we'll 2024. So we'll share that paper with you from 24. paper. So let's see, I want to put some, give you attention to some of question, which feels like kind of, I feel it important, right? Let me see, like if you go into like, yeah, this is question number 10. So question number 10, if you see it, right? So this is about like question number 10. So question number 10, if you see it, right, we can see that some of the bases on powers will consider like, so question number 10, if you see, so I'll erase this. Question number 10. So this 2024. So 2024, these 1H paper, right? And question number 10. So question number 10, they're asking simplify 2p to the power to the 0. So anything to the power 0, where p greater than 0. So p is greater than 0. So here it is defined, anything to the power 0, it will be 1. Right? So that'll be pretty easy. So A we had done, so these on powers indices. Then we have y to the power 9, y to the power negative 3, y to the power n. Find the value of n. So y to the power 9, y to the power 9. Then you have y to the power negative 3, y to the power negative 3, which is equal to y to the power n, y to the power n. So how to find n? So this is pretty straightforward again. So you work on the powers. So if you work on the powers, y 9 minus 3 equals y to the power n. So y 6 equals y to the power n. Since base equals, power should be equal. I mean the indices, power should be equal. So n is equal to 6. So n is equal to 6. So let's see the next question. So how you do it? So this is C. Simplify. We have 5a4 c squared. So we have C 5a4 c 5a4 c squared. 5a4 c squared to the power 3. So how you do it? So this is pretty easy. 5 to the power 3, a4 to the power 3, c to the power 3. So this is a special question I selected. So 5 to the power 3 is 1, 2, 5. a4 to the power 3 is a12. C to the power 2, 3. It is c to the power 6. So certain rules are there. You need to remember, like a m to the power n, which is equal to a m n. You multiply, right? So a b to the power n, so which is equal to a m b n, right? So a to the power n, you can write 1 over a negative n. So then a negative n should be equal to 1 over a n. Certain rules you need to remember, right? Powers. So that is important. So let's see, we work on, so these 1H paper, you're going further. Then we have question 11. So question 11 on the same kind of paper. So question 11 is given on, let me see, I'll work on. Question 11. So diagram of a roof basically. So question 11 is given on. We are having, so this is 9 meters. This given m 12 meters. Given m 90 is 12 meters. 12 meters. Then they are telling AMC 90. Then they're asking, he was going to buy length of wood to make the roof support. The wood costs 21.50 euros per meter. Each length of wood he buys has to be whole number of meters. Work out the total cost of wood Levis need to buy. Show you all working. So how will be the working happens on here. So they are telling on the diagram shows a roof support. The diagram shows on the roof support. The roof support is made from 4 length of wood. So 4 length of wood is there. So this basically AC, BC, AC, BC, AB, AC, BC, AB, right? AMC this one. So we need to work out the total money. So we need total length. So how to find total length? So finding the total length. So these A, B, C, A, B, C. So total length will be, first of all, since it's 12, so these two equal, so this also 9 meters. That's pretty easy. Since it's 12, this will be 6 and this will be 6. Because since it's isosceles triangle, if you draw a perpendicular line, this will be anyhow bisecting and these two equal. So this 6, 6. And you need to find CM. So what is CM? So CM is equal to how much you do the CM. Now this is Pythagoras. So how do you apply Pythagoras? So applying Pythagoras, it will be how you do it. So 9 here, 6 here, right? How do you do this? This will be, this is the shorter side. So shorter side, how you do? 9 squared minus 6 squared square root. So 81 minus 36 square root. So 81 minus 36. That's how much? 5. 45. This 45. Square root of 45. So this is square root of 45. So this square root of 45 is this length. So then especially we have a number of lengths now. So all lengths will be how much? So total length. Total length. So the total length is equal to, how you do it? So I'll do it here. So total length is basically, so the total length is happening, total length, which is equal to, we have 9 plus 9, 6 plus 6, 6 plus 6. So 9 plus 9, 6 plus 6, plus root 45. 9 plus 9, 6 plus 6, root 45. So 9 plus 9, 18, plus 12, plus root 45 mean 3 root 3. 9 in 5, 3 root 5. Oh, that is 30, 30. 18, 20, 30 plus 3 root 5. So then you know length. So then you know the length. Then what you can do? So if you know the length, what we can do? Then there is going to buy a length of wood, make a roof support. So then the wood costs 21.50 per meter. So 21.50 euro per meter. So what is the total cost? Total cost. So total cost will be the length 30 plus 3 root 5, and you need to work out. So one length, 1 meter should be euros 21.5. You multiply by 21.5. So euros. So that's how you do. So basically, so this is the answer. So you can round off and you can get it the answer, but you need to get, right, work out the total cost of the wood Lewis need to buy. So you're working, right, total wood per meter each length. So that you can work out. So that'll be pretty straightforward, right? So I don't think that'll be difficult. So let's see. So I think we can share our Google form with you right now. So you have time. So you can fill it. So you can fill that one. So you can fill it. And we need your kind of feedback. And we'll having some more kind of sessions. So we'll share that with you now and see that how it will be helpful to you before you are going to the like kind of examination. What kind of things are support to you? There is a function, another question is there on that. So we can work on that. So we just shared it with you. So you can see that, so while you are filling that, we can continue on that. So the function is defined on fx, so y is given on, so this question number 15 on the same paper, 1H, right? That is 2024 June, right? So you can see, so y is given on, that is 3x plus 1, 3x plus 1 over x minus 2. So this function is given by like this. State the value of x that cannot be included in any domain of the function A. So any domain what should not included, x equals 2. So that's done. B they are telling, right? B they are telling express the inverse function in the form of f inverse x. So how you do it? Start with y equals 3x plus 1. So then what do you do? Make x the subject. So make x the subject, x minus 2 equals 3x plus 1. Then you do it, you expand it, yx minus 2y equals 3x plus 1. So yx minus 3x equals 2y plus 1. Then make x the subject. So making x the subject, y minus 3 equals 2y plus 1. So x is equal to 2y plus 1 over y minus 3. Then what do you do? Then you interchange x and y. So f inverse x is equal to 2x plus 1 over x minus 3. So that's your kind of inverse function, right? So then inverse function we got it now, right? Then what do you do? Then they're asking, so that's part only you have in that question. So inverse function you can find it. So the steps will be inverse function steps. First, start with y. This is the first step. Second, make x the subject. Make x the subject. Then interchange x with y. So that's you have to do. That's what we did. Start with y, make x the subject, right? And interchange x with y. X with y you interchange. So that's how you do. There's third question number 17 I select also. That also important. That is 17 on the same paper. We have 1 plus root 5 over 3 minus root 5 equals. So how to solve it? So you can solve this one. Can be written in the form a plus root b. So you need to write a plus root b form, a plus root b, where a and b are integers. So a, b both are integers. We need to find. A and b are integers we need to find. So you can work on this one. You can see that how you will get the answers. You can work on. So you need to rationalize your denominator. You need to rationalize the denominator. So how do you rationalize the denominator? So 1 plus root 5 over 3 minus root 5. You times it by 3 plus root 5. 3 plus root 5. You times it. Then what will get? So times it, you get that 3 plus root 5. Top you will get. So you will get it. Here you will get it. Here you will get it. So when you expand it, you will get 3 plus root 5. Then you get plus 3 root 5 then you get 5. Then you are getting 9 minus 5. So that is equal to 8, 8 plus 4 root 5 over 4. So then you divide it, 2 plus root 5. So this same as, but is a plus b root. So what will be a? A will be 2, b will be 5. We can do it like this. So that will be pretty straightforward because I have not done kind of surge. So surge manipulation, I need to explain some important points. Surge. So when you have surge, so what do you mean by surge? First of all, you need to know what do you mean by surge. Now, surge mean basically you cannot write as fractions. Surge mean you cannot write as fractions. Write as fractions. Surge, any surge, you cannot write as fractions. So what will be the surge? So many surges are there. Root 2, root 3, 2 root 2, root 5, root 7, right? Root 2 minus 1, root 3 over root 2. These all will be surds. You cannot write as fractions. But if you consider some things like 0.2333 like this is a recurring decimal. Will it be a surd or not? Can you write this as a fraction? What do you think? Can you write this as a fraction? Yes, you can write this as a fraction. This you can write as a fraction. So this is not an surd. These are recurring decimal, not a surd. Not a surd. So surd manipulation. So surd manipulation, you need to have certain rules. So certain rules are there. You need to have surge manipulation. This will be important in your AS2. So surge manipulations will be you have AB surd, which is equal to root A times root B, right? Then you have A over B root, which is equal to root A over root B, normal things, right? About surds, you need to remember, right? Like if you have 72 surd, which is equal to, so you write it 36 into 2 surd. So this is same as root 36 root 2, that will be 6 root 2. You can write like this. So always it is possible to write surds in these using these kind of surd rules. So surd rules are more applicable. Surge rules are more applicable here. Surge rules are more applicable. So let's see a question basically on like kind of question 19. I thought of to pay your attention. Question 19. So question 19, if you consider, let's see question 19. So question 19 is, so question 19 is something similar to what we did before, but it is like kind of a challenging as well. So let's see how it will be useful, right? So there is a kind of a quadrilateral. So this kind of a quadrilateral we have. Like this. So here quadrilateral, we are given A. So this is X, D, B, is B. So there is X. So they are given 15.2 meters. Then D, this is 40. They are given it. So this is 62. They are given it 62, 12.8. 12.8. They are given it. So this is 40. So 40, 62, 12.8. Yeah, 15.2, 13.1. Work out the value of X. So we need to find X. So finding X, what do you need? Finding X, you need kind of to apply some equation. So what do you think? How to apply that? So 12.8, 40, 62. But if you need, you can find this one. You can find this distance. So this distance is possible, right? BD, you can find it. So BD is possible. So BD, if you can find, right, then you can see that, but they're asking X, right? So X, then you can work on, right? So they have given 13.4. So they are given 13.4 here. So you can apply any kind of a question. So if you know this, you are done. So if you want to find it, this one now, to find in this length, I mean BD, right? So BD finding, if you find BD, you are done. Then you can apply cosine rule. So triangle BD, BDC, triangle BDC, you apply the, so let's see, this is y distance. So what do? You apply sine rule. So 12.8 divided by sine 40, which is equal to y divided by sine 62. So there you can find y. There you can find y. So y you can find it from there. So y you can find it from there. Then what do? Then y you know from sine rule, 12.8 divided by sine 40, y divided by sine 62. Y you can find. Then you use the triangle that is ADB. ADB. So triangle ADB, what do you use? You use the cosine rule. If you use cosine rule, y squared equals that is 13.4 squared plus 15.2 squared minus 2, 13.4 into 15.2 cos x. Cos x. So cos x you can find it easily. So cos x equals, you use this one. So 13.4 squared plus 15.2 squared minus y squared. We know y squared now. 2 into 13.4 into 15.2. So you can find x. So x you can find. So cos inverse. So cos inverse, always you can find that value. That won't be that difficult. So that is pretty easy to find it, not having any kind of. So 3 decimal places, 3 single figures, you can find the answer, right? Then another question is there. We have like, I mean, sector. So sector working on. So how to work on a sector? How to work on a sector? So the sectors questions we have not done. 20. So sectors questions. So let's see, working on a sector. So working on a sector. So let's see, I will erase this. I mean, if you won't write it down. Okay, anyhow, sector question is basically, so this is a sector. The diagram shows OA, BC of a circle O. So it's a kind of a sector. It's something like this. So it is something like this. So this is, it's like this. So this is B, right? So this is A, this is A, this is C, this is O. So basically this will be here. So this is 60. That is a sector, part of a circle. Then they are telling angle AOC is 60. The area of the shaded region ABC is 38 centimeters squared. The area of the shaded segment 38. So this is a segment 38 centimeters squared. So this area is given. So then they're asking whether the perimeter of the shaded segment ABC, giving you answer correct to 1 decimal place. So they're asking work out the perimeter of the shaded segment. Shaded segment, they're asking the perimeter. So basically it should be properly 60, 60. So it should be something like this. This is 60. So we don't know. So basically, so this area is given. So let's see, these are, right? So this distance. So how to find this distance? if you do this kind of working, this will be how much? So this, due to symmetry, this will be 30, this will be 30. So let's see these x. So we can find this distance. The triangle area also you can find. So you can work on this question. So this area is the area of the shaded segment is 138 centimeter square. So that area is equal to, so this is O, this is O. So area equals to triangle area, O, A, triangle area, right? Sect area minus triangle area. So sect area minus triangle, sect area minus triangle area. So how do you do the sect area? So sect area is equal to 30 over 360. 30 over 360 into pi r square, 60. Minus triangle area. What's the triangle area? Triangle area will be, so this will be, this distance is r sine 30. So 2r sine 30. So 2r sine 30, half 2r sine 30 into r cos 30. So here you can find r 38. But this distance is, if you see, this distance is r sine 30. Due to symmetry, this distance also r sine 30. So you can find r here. So 2r sine 30 is here to here. So half 2r sine 30 into r cos 30. So here you can find, so here to here, you have 6. So 38 equals 106 pi r squared minus half 2r squared sine 30 cos 30. So you can find r here. You can find r. R you can find. Then they're asking perimeter. So what is the perimeter? So the perimeter will be, I'll do it here. The perimeter is equal to, we'll share this paper with you already. We have shared, right? We shared this paper, right? This paper shared, right? Okay. So then we need the perimeter shaded segment. So perimeter of the shaded segment is equal to AC. So AC plus this one. So this one will be 60 over 3, 2 pi r, 2 pi r. R we know from here. AC, the work out the perimeter of the shaded segment. So AC is equal to 2r sine 30, 2r sine 30 plus 106, 2 pi r. 2r sine 30 is half plus you have 103 pi r. R value we know. So R plus 5R over 3. So that's the answer. I mean, you can work out like my calculation. So R value you can plug in, then you can find it perimeter. R you can find it from here. That'll be kind of straightforward kind of a question. So let's see about as questions is basically, let's see like completing square one question is there. So they are telling 25, 25th question, right? So 25th, so we have it's a completing square question. So completing square one, you can see fx so that question is we have minus 3x squared, 17 minus 3x squared plus 12x. And you need to write this in a minus b x minus c squared. Fx we need to write a minus b x minus c squared. We have to write in this form. A, B, C are constant. So how do you do it? So we have 17 minus 3x squared plus 12x. So what do? First you take 3 out of it. We have x squared minus 4x. Is that step clear? We are writing completing square. So we need to write square. Completing square. So we need to write in completing square form. So we need 17 minus 3. Put bigger brackets. This you can write in completing square. So x squared you write x. Half this minus 2 squared. So x squared minus 4x coming. Positive 4 coming. Negative 4. Like this. Close it. So this entire term equals this entire term. X squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 4. So then multiply by 3. 17 minus 3x minus 2 squared plus 12. Then you have 17 plus 12, 29 minus 3x minus 2 squared. We can check that whether it's correct. We can check that whether it's correct. So checking, so we can expand it. So 29 minus 3, expand this x squared minus 4x plus 4. So 29 minus 3x squared plus 12x minus 12. So then you have 29 minus 12 is equal to 17. Then you have minus 3x squared plus 12x. That's correct. So that means this correct. Basically, this correct. So this is about 2024 1H paper, right? June 2024 1H paper. Can we now we are uploading 2024 June 2H paper. 2H paper. So we're going to upload the 2024 upload meaning we're going to access it. 24 2H paper. So 2024 2H paper, June. So let's see some important selected questions. I feel it whether we have like last 15 minutes before winding up. So we can work on some important areas and to highlight and make sure that you will end up with kind of way of solving such things, questions you will be comfortable on the areas. So when you work on, so the simultaneous is already there, right? And kind of questions. So I think these are pretty straightforward. If you go to like example, let's see like a kind of a solving kind of an inequality, no, 1 minute, I will just share with you. Yeah, these are straight lines. So question number 18. So question number 18. So I'll share this with you. Question number 18 now. So question number 18 is straight lines. So straight lines, the question is few questions we are. So question number 18, if you want. So we have question number 18, 5y plus 2x equals 7. Question number 18, 5y plus 2x equals 7, right? So there is 2024 June 2H paper, right? 2H paper, right? So we have, so they're asking find the gradient of the straight line that is perpendicular to P. So these are line of, these are P with equation, straight line P. So these are the straight line. So these are the straight line P, and we need to find perpendicular line to P gradient. What do you do? So you need to find the gradient here. How do you do the gradient? So let's see gradient. So gradient P line. So gradient P line will be, if you need the gradient, it's easy. What you do? You do x component divide by y component. X component divided by y component, put a negative value of that. Or you rearrange it. So 5y plus 2x equals 7. So 5y equals negative 2x plus 7 divided by 5. Y equals negative 205 x plus 705. So your gradient is negative 205. So if your gradient is negative 205, gradient is negative 205, gradient is negative 205. So what will be the gradient is negative 205, then the you can see the perpendicular line gradient. So the answer is basically negative reciprocal of it. Negative reciprocal of it. So that is equal to 502. So 502 is the answer. Negative reciprocal of it, 502. So that's how you do. So that is pretty straightforward. So then another question is there. I thought of selected that. So that also important. Question 19. So question 19 will be, we have G is equal to, so they have given it G, question 19. So we have G is equal to C over, G is equal to C over 2F minus 3H. 2F minus 3H. 2F minus 3H. So they have given it C is 8 correct to nearest whole number, right? C is 8. C is 8 nearest whole number. Then F given on 6.62 correct to 2 decimal places. 6.62 to 2 dp, right? Then H 1.2 correct to 1 decimal place. H 1.2 1 dp. So then they're asking work out the lower bound for value of G, giving you answer to 3 decimal places, show you working. Lower bound of value of G. So we need G lower bound. So G lower bound will be what should happen? So C lower bound over 2 F need to be now getting to lower bound. This should be smallest. Getting to lower bound. This is to lower. This to go down. This should be lower. This should be lower. This should be upper. So this should be low bound. This should be low bound minus 3. It should be upper bound. So then you need to plug the values. So C will be 8 to the nearest whole number. So whole number mean 1. So then C will be, that will be nearest whole number 1. So greater than 7.5, less than 8.5. Then F will be greater than or equal. So 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places is here. 2 decimal places is 0.1, 0.01. So here position value is 0.01. So 0.01 divided by 2, 0.005. So you add. So F will be 6.6615 less than 625. Then H will be 1 decimal point. So is 0.1. So 0.1 in 0.05. So 1.15 less than 1.25. So you can plug the values here. When you plug in the values, you will have. So she should be lower. So she should be lower. That is lowest value. So lowest value is 7.5. So this will be 7.5. 2F will be lowest. F will be lowest. That will be 6.615 minus 3. H will be highest. H will be highest. That will be 1.25. So you can simplify this. So that's how you do like kind of thing. So I think we have like another basically now time we have another 10 minutes, 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So I mean, if you have anything, you can share it with us. Anything you feel it like, anything, any comment or any kind of information. So basically we are finishing at 1 o'clock. We are finishing at 1 o'clock. So if anything is there, we love to hear from you. Anything, any kind of a comment or any kind of information. Because already we covered some time with you today and covered some part of it, and make sure that we want to deliver something to most of the students and feel it comfortable in this 1H and 2H papers. It's a combined paper. So some of aspects we discuss is thoroughly being investigated with the predictions and solving questions and trying to do with you. And we will anyhow having more sessions with you all. So this kind of expression for like for most of the students, those who are interested, and some parents as well as teachers who are keen on having interest on working on these areas, and this will be a plus point. So anyone who interested can post to us any question and fill the Google form, right, and come back with to us, and we should give like more kind of proper, accurate, important answers to you before your examination. Definitely we'll have another physics session I'm planning, but it's not like kind of a solving a kind of questions, but importantly it is important areas will be discussed based on questions, and some kind of a giving more exposure on especially radioactivity and cosmology, these areas, not the classical physics, but something like the students are really struggling, because when I'm teaching I find it some students are struggling on these areas, and I'm illustrating on those areas. That is, one is the radioactivity, other one is the cosmology. Very interesting points with the modern technology and some research area as well. So some kind of a lesson based on that I'm planning, and with some questions latest. So let's see. And yes, you can communicate with us and make sure that. So I think most of the things what I covered, it will be beneficial to you, and this will be already in this particular channel. So if anyone who interested on this area, you can share this with anyone. I mean the message you can give to them. And yes, so that's what our final kind of attempt on here. So few minutes, 2-3 minutes, If you have anything, you can post it. Anyone who like to ask any question, know anything? If freely, if you want to ask, anyone who's willing to ask any question. So these 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes, it'll be for you. If you have any kind of concern, uh, we are happy to answer. Anyone who's willing. So we want to have like a kind of a genuine attempt to give some kind of a message to the students. That is, maths is not difficult, easy, as well as physics, any other subject. But if you have like proper preparation, if you have proper preparation, this will be a really a plus point, and you can do it without much hassle. And if you do like your IGCSE, these are kind of a passport you to attempt for your IAL, AS level and A2. You'll be more comfortable. So getting grades in IGCSE is more important. This is the area just I want to highlight on to you to make sure that you'll be comfortable. So you can write to us. You can write to us your concerns, any questions or any areas, and how do you feel it, right? So we are happy to hear from you. And so that's what our final aim, and make sure that you will get really, really good grades. Uh, I think my kind of effort today with my team today from, so I thank you for all the people who's behind me. So this is not a kind of a easy thing to have such a kind of a session, but the reason is a lot of back end support should be needed, especially my colleague who's Malidu, who has given like really tremendous support me on like supporting me, because I'm the one who conducted, but he's in back end solely like helped me to fulfill. And not only that, even Mudita, who is the manager here, and even all the staff, they were very cooperated and helpful to fulfill kind of really good quality kind of work from our part. And still we are not like far away from you. We are like we reach you, and anybody can access anytime at any place our kind of resources and our kind of services. So you are welcome to ask questions, clarify your doubts and anything. And very soon we're going to establish kind of proper links, and because we want to do something good for the students, not going behind every time money, but giving a service, quality service, and to make sure that you feel ultimately at the end you get really, really good grades. But this is not that difficult, but only thing is you need to prepare yourself very well. So these are kind of a small attempt from a person and a team, and I think you will take it positively. But we would like to hear from you your constructive criticism, and looking forward to meeting you next time. I think it is we try to wind up the session today. So thank you very much for listening to me, and to get kind of some kind of a impression, expression based on IGCSE Mathematics A. Before you heading for your exam, it is not very far away. And June 4th is like your second paper. Still you have 2 months. Still you have like time to really to prepare yourself and get really, really good grades. So wish you all the best for your not only like mathematics, physics, and all other subjects as well, to all the students, those who are watching this kind of channel and this kind of episode. And what I have to say is at the end, right? Be prepared yourself fully, not halfway. Complete your all basics and make sure that you will be comfortably ready for the exam. So physically, mentally, emotionally, you need to ready for the exam to really to express yourself in that particular exam date. So wish you all the best. Take care. See you again very soon. Take care then. Bye. Bye from here.